Welcome to Talltale Tavern, the monthly one-shot adventure TTRPG podcast. I am your tavern master and host, Kyle. Joining me at the bar for the second half of this adventure is, again, Natalie Burstyn, here to Dungeons & Dragons, and she's all out of dragons. She's playing the lizard folk druid Lizzie McFire with her fire spirit Gordo. Welcome back, Natalie.
I forgot about Gordo.
Thanks for having me.
And we have Will Ramos, the world's biggest Sonic the Hedgehog fan who has never known peace.
Amen.
Playing Kotz, the 500-pound tabaxi chef.
Happy to be here, Kyle. Thanks for having me.
We have Dylan Olney, creative director, founder, and writer for Critical Crafting, a third-party 5e company with over 1,000 pages on Patreon. He is an author working on his 8th 5e book. Dylan has worked as a creative director, writer, and editor for dozens of 5e content production and 3D printing companies. And of course, he's a forever DM, except right now. And he is playing Glubble the Gupper, who is a fish man that can only breathe underwater, a Critical Crafting original. Welcome back, Dylan.
Woo!
And then, last and maybe least, we have Scott, the legal inheritor of my fortune in the event of my untimely demise. Scott Esmond. P.S. I'm serious. This is a legally binding contract, not part of the intro. Welcome back, Scott, playing Toad, the paladin Grunge. Grunge?
I should have written a new intro.
Grung.
Yeah,
Those are great intros.
Kyle, I don't know what that was about. That wasn't my intro.
Yeah, he
Scott
specifically
didn't
said
get
that
an
wasn't an
intro.
intro. That was a legally binding contract.
It's fine. My kids are
That was the contract.
sleeping, and you know what? I'm gone, so it's,
Well, they're
it is what it
Scott's
is.
kids now.
Yeah.
Well, at least once you're gone.
The real
Just
wealth
say
was
part of them
family.
also.
Yeah.
Anyways, part
The real
2 of
treasure
our
was the
story
friends.
continues tonight. As you may recall, our furry, slimy, and scaly friends awoke on an abandoned island zoo where Claiborne Khan, a specious and probably just racist overall hunter, gathers sentient creatures to hunt for sport. He gave them 24 hours to prepare, and then he would hunt them after a rather gruesome alarm of a goat in pain would sound. Of note, Glubble the Gupper now carries a bucket of water to dunk his head in periodically in order to breathe. Lizzie McFire gained an axe beak mount, and her fire spirit Gordo roasted some fearsome birds. Kot, the 500-pound tabaxi, swung his great sword a few times, but more importantly swung his fishing pole and caught and cooked a delicious meal for his group.
Glubble
Toad
loved it.
Yeah. Glubble was
I was
very
not a fan.
offended at
Not a fan.
eating his own kind. Toad, the pacifist paladin, seeks to regain his jar of teeth. Of those, he had no other option to but kill in his past, and he took their teeth as a reminder. Yeah, he's looking for that jar. They have
normal
so
stuff.
far. They have so far retrieved an arrow-catching shield from Ice World, and the mighty snuckily sneaked from the mighty Tolka after a sleep spell, which was a bit overpowered and maybe not adjudicated correctly. But hey, that was because of magic, the magic of Toad's paladin's god, kind of portraying some pacifism is what we'll say, which is great. The bagpipes of the bard were taken from the aviary, and Glubble now carries this bagpipes as he's proficient in woodwinds, right? Or I don't know.
Oh yeah. Yep.
After
winds that are
clearing
wood.
the aviary, a new bird arrived, and they befriended Carl, a short, fat, sentient eagle, who is reluctant to join their efforts against Claiborne, but he has said if he would be more likely to join if they acquired more tools. It is Carl who sits in the Talltale Tavern, drinking from his Icewind Dale Ale bowl of beer, and eagerly continues the tale of Zoonopia. Roll the
Eagerly
intro.
continues.
Yeah, that's probably what he said.
I'll say
What did I say?
eagerly or eagerly.
I said
Was it
eagerly,
eagerly
but
or
it should be
eagerly?
eagerly.
Eagerly.
Was it eagerly? He eagerly
Both,
continues.
for sure.
Good. Is the intro rolling right now? We rejoin our friends as they leave the aviary. The sun high in the sky. Everyone just finished a short rest of caught making a delicious fish meal. On the way out, Glubble, you see off to the side, not very well hidden, a large red valve with a hand wheel on it, and a sign hanging from it with a faded blue water droplet on it. Nobody else seems to notice.
How did you like your snack, Glubble?
Glubble is just going to like grumble and like shuffle off, not saying anything about what he's found, and then seeing a water symbol on it, he's probably just going to turn that thing. Like, he's not going to investigate anything, just turn it and see what happens.
You turn it and you hear a rush of water through some pipes underneath it. You look around and don't necessarily see any changes. You know, there was a large pond area in the aviary. Nothing really happens, but you do feel like you turned on something and water's flowing underneath you.
All right.
As you all continue forward, you leave the aviary and head to the next area for you to explore in this zoo, the desert. And as you continue forward along the path, you find yourself walking on a now sandy path. You pass a barren exhibit on the left with a single cactus in it. You continue walking and pass a stone wall with inlets in it that contain small, dry aquariums, where you assume at one point it held snakes, lizards, or other desert animals. They're all barren except one, the largest central one, which has a small red flowering plant inside crawling around, with what appears to be dead bugs wrapped inside its body. You continue forward and you come to an open area with a small wooden sign staked in the ground titled The Great Desert Safari. Next to the sign is a large map. It's very faded, and it shows a desert with a central oasis filled with water, palm trees present all around it. As you look past the sign, all you see is an expansive, sandy desert that seems to go on forever. The oasis that was once there, if there was something there, is now completely dry. In the distance, you are able to make out a faint form which appears to be a statue of a sphinx. A small jackalope bounds in front of you towards some cacti out to the left.
My friends, I do not think that the oasis is here any longer. But I do see a statue in the distance. Should we make way?
Yeah, I think we should make our way over there. I'm feeling mighty toasty in here, and it's feeling great. I want to keep myself in here, explore.
I'm
These
also
dry
feeling a little
lands.
toasty, but I would not say I'm enjoying it.
Can I
Sounds good if you
examine
guys want.
the barren oasis area and see if there's any kind of new water flow coming after I turn that little valve?
Sure, you can make a investigation, just kind of looking out into the sandy area.
That was actually the valve that redirects all the water from the oasis
Everything.
out of the desert.
It's like
You
it's
turned it
this
What have
Rango.
you done?
It's the Rango movie. Okay, well I got a nat 1, so
Now what?
Oh, no.
You get distracted as a small
Great
mosquito kind of like buzzes around your head for a second, and then you swat it away, then look and just see a bunch of sand in front of you.
Sorry, I was just trying to eat the
I'd
mosquito.
probably try and eat it.
Yeah.
I would.
Oh yeah, I think I tried to eat it as well. I think there's
all
a
just
three-way fight.
I just stop and look at you guys like, what the hell is going on?
So, Toad, are you making an attack?
No, I'm not
Roll.
making a serious attack roll at this thing.
Okay.
I know better than to try to fight a mosquito. All right, I'm not doing it.
Bub would like probably nibble at it, but with the nat 1 after the he's just kind of biting the air.
Good.
All right, let's head off to the Sphinx. then.
I mean, I take a
It's either
very
that or I
big
can
drink of
befriend
water.
the jackalope, which I have been considering deeply for the past like 5 minutes.
Carl, the short fat bird, just says, "Hey, you guys go along. I'll wait for you back here. I don't really feel like flying out in the heat, so I'll be here when you get back."
Oh, I forgot you were here, Carl. Honestly, I forgot that
too.
you agreed to come with us.
Yeah. I'm just hanging around, just watching.
It's all right. Enjoy yourself in this
Have you ever seen
lovely,
the desert
relaxing oasis.
Yeah, I mean,
when
I've
it was
been
an
here
oasis?
before. I don't know. I think there might be something in that Sphinx, but I'd never tried to get out there before. It looks too far. And so
I would take a
I guess.
big drink out of the bucket, and instead of my raspy voice, now that he's had a big old drink, say, "Do you know of anything that could harm us in this desert, sir?"
what happened to the raspy? What is that? Your real voice?
That is the way my voice sounds when I drink of the waters of the earth.
Wow. All right. Nah, I've seen some scorpions out there, so I know you don't really want to hang around in one spot too long, but I don't think they want to bother you. They don't I think they'd be scared of you more than want to attack, so
To the Sphinx, then?
To the Sphinx. Let's head that way.
Huzzah, my brothers and sisters.
So you start to trudge through the sand and the desert, unable to really find any path that makes your travels easier. You're just kind of walking on sand straight out to the Sphinx. You feel the heat of the sun beating down. You walk for about 20 good minutes. You're starting to feel the warmth. Glubble, you're dunking your head into your bucket of water. It's not necessarily getting smaller or anything. You're able to still breathe and whatnot. And what is your passive perceptions actually? Who has the highest passive perception?
Mine's 14.
17.
17? Is that what you said?
Yep.
Holy crap.
Jeepers.
I am a wisdom gal.
I don't think
That's
levels
a
or
no.
cots
That's
are
just
going
a
to
no.
be 17.
No, that's a
Like
no.
6 wisdom.
Yeah, yours is definitely not, God.
This is
So you all are walking with your heads kind of down,
10.
shielding your eyes from the sun. It's about 12:30, so that sun's kind of directly pointing down at you guys. And Lizzie peeks her lizard head up and looks forward, and looks up to look at the Sphinx. Sees it's really not getting any closer, and so you kind of turn back around, Lizzie, and you notice you can't really see where you came from anymore.
Wait. Where's the entrance to this? We've been walking a while. Feels like... How long has we been going for?
At least 7.
At least 7, yeah. You
Seven,
think by
seven what, my friend?
Maybe 8.
You think by now we would have made some progress, but yeah, just the sun beating on us, and it doesn't feel like we've been making our way anywhere.
So Lizzie, you look forward back to the Sphinx, and you don't see the Sphinx anymore.
Friends, where are we going? We're going to a Sphinx, right? Wait, what's Sphinx? Where's the Sphinx?
What do you mean? It's right.
I assume I also can't see the Sphinx. when
So
I
are you
point.
making a?
I'm going to assume I can see it because it's the Sphinx of low wisdom. Nice.
Yeah, I'll make it. What am I making? Tell me what I'm making.
So everyone make a perception roll.
Everyone?
Yeah, go. Yeah. So we can. Yeah, go ahead and have everybody roll it, and then we'll kind of go in order a bit.
Oh no, my amazing perception.
Level
I have a 15.
Okay, so Toad, you look and you do not see the Sphinx anymore. You look and kind of look to the left, kind of to the left, and you see what appears to be a lush forest kind of close to you guys. A bunch of trees, tall trees, kind of jungle appearance. Who else? Throw out your other perceptions, guys. So who had
13.
2.
11.
and Lizzie, what was your perception?
We're starting off the night
11.
strong, baby.
Real
1 and a
poor.
2. Let's go.
My passive is better than my active. 11. Yeah.
11. Okay. So Kot, you look out and you look to your right, and you see a giant body of water, the large waterfall, tropical plants, like the perfect fishing spot.
I know where I'm
Lizzie,
going.
Hold on.
you see kind of back behind to the left, you see a swamp, beautiful swamp, almost looks like the one that you grew up in. It's just a nice lush looking swamp. And then Glubble, you look straight ahead and you see just the biggest fish bowl just planted in the middle of this desert, and it is filled with water, and you see fish jumping in and out of it. You see a few other guppers as well, kind of flipping through it, and you are just taken by that sight. And so at this point, you are all looking in different directions at different things.
And I'm sprinting off to the right. It's fishing time, baby.
Wait, where's everyone going? I mean, there was no oasis, but somehow there's a lush swamp. Yeah, let's.
What
let's
swamp?
go
There's
to
a
there.
beautiful jungle forest this way.
Have
guys
you
even see
seen
this
that
fishing spot?
bowl? They got them bowls.
Are we all magically compelled toward these places? Because I don't think
Not
that...
magically compelled.
Okay.
Not
Toad
magically compelled.
only
and
wouldn't
so-
give a shit about finding the Sphinx, so I'm just...
Well, enough about that. Where are you going, everyone? Do you
Wait.
see a sphinx?
No, the Sphinx just. We were walking towards it. We weren't going a while. We weren't getting any closer, and then this swamp came out of nowhere. Wait a
And
second.
to be clear, you guys look around and the only thing that you see in any direction is the thing that you saw. And it's in completely different directions from everybody else.
Okay.
So in every other direction is sand.
I see. So from my perception, it's like Kot is now running off toward the sand.
Yes.
Or,
So let's say Kot is running towards the sand.
okay.
Am I there yet, or can I never reach it?
I don't think you're ever going to
You're
reach
moving.
it,
I'm gonna
but-
give I'm gonna give the others a chance to decide what they want to do.
Wait, the swamp's this way.
There is no swamp that way. Caught, you're
But
running
there's
off
a
toward
fishing
nothing.
hole. There's a fishing hole.
There is no fishing hole.
Yeah,
I'm
the
telling
swamp.
you. You're seeing
Plenty
things.
of fishing in the swamp.
Brethren!
And he's just running toward the fishbowl.
Oh, he's running. Okay, so Global's running towards the fishbowl. Kot is running towards the fishing hole.
Fishing hole. Yeah.
Toad, are you chasing after Kot? Lizzie, what are you up to?
Just a second. I'm looking at what my abilities are to see what I can maybe try to do against this. I'm gonna have to convince Kot. There's no way. Kot is 500. But I can't carry Kot even if I were to stop them. You know.
I just realized how big Cop is.
It's 500
That-
pounds.
Yeah.
Big
like
boy
basically
energy.
Garfield, like a Garfield.
I don't want to waste my spells though.
Try and stop me, buddy.
Can I just really persuade you? Be
Is there a
really
persuasion?
persuasive.
We've been friends for so long, you could probably do it.
Okay.
It could be a wisdom contest, I suppose, if you want to persuade.
If I want to do persuasion against Kot's wisdom, is that what we're gonna? Is
I
that
think
what it
they're
is?
both wisdom rolls, right?
Okay.
And so
Well,
Either
there is
way.
persuasion.
Well, persuasion's
Under-
charisma, right? So.
Right.
Oh,
yeah.
it is. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay. If you would like to do that, you could.
Both do persuasion rolls then?
Cop, my friend, I know you think you're seeing a fishing hole that way, but it is clearly some sort of evil trick by this barbaric hunter that has captured us. There is no fish. There is no fishing.
No fish?
No
Are you
fish.
sure?
If you come back to me, I will help you find fish when we are done with this.
I do love fishing with you. Do you want me to roll, Kyle?
Yeah, go ahead and roll, guys.
Persuasion?
You roll
Or
a
with-
wisdom saving
F.
throw. and he'll roll a persuasion.
Rolled a terribly, so yeah.
What'd you roll, Scott?
I rolled a 2 plus 6, so 8. Very good.
What did Cot roll?
A 12.
A 12. Okay, Cot continues. And Glubble continues. Lizzie, what direction are you going?
Wait, no, because clearly there's no fishbowl, so I kind of want to see if I could thorn whip Glub. I don't. Do you think I could do it? Do you think I could do that without harming him? Just use my vine to.
I don't think that I will say you can use thorn whip in a non. I feel like thorn whip is like. I mean, it's like a vine with thorns on it.
The whip comes with the thorns. You can't separate.
So I think I pulled the vine out. I was like, this is probably not the best idea. Wait, get back here, Glub! But I'm not particularly persuasive, so I'm just yelling.
Okay. Yeah. So Glubble goes off in the distance, Cot goes off in the distance, Toad and Lizzie are standing in the sand, unable to persuade, unable to keep them from going. And you almost see them kind of fade out of distance into the sand. And Cot and Glubble, as you are approaching your destination, you reach out and just on the cusp of getting that fishing hole, just on about to touch that fishing or that fish bowl, it disappears. And all of a sudden in front of you, you look and you all four are standing in a circle again.
Right.
You look around and you see the fish bowl in the distance. You see the fishing hole in the distance. You see your swamp and you see the jungle forest.
Wait a minute.
Welcome back.
Where'd the fishing hole go?
Seems like you've all come to your senses.
Do I see everyone else's stuff or just my?
Nope, you only see the fish bowl. You don't see everything. Everywhere else is sand.
But we snap back towards each other again, so we're all right next to each other again.
Mm-hmm. Yep, you're all right next to each other.
I'd like to use my divine sense to feel for the presence of evil in the area, basically.
Oh, okay. So it's just
I can detect if there's any celestial fiends or undead within 60 feet or within that same radius if the ground or objects have been consecrated or desecrated, I guess, is what it says.
Okay. So you use that ability. You don't sense anything evil, no undead, no, nothing with like an evil intent.
Whatever is causing this does not appear to be evil in origin, merely a test, perhaps. But I don't know the answers, and I didn't study.
Can I try and do some sort of arcana check to see if like I could sense that it's a magical effect or like something that's being put upon us?
What are you using?
Arcana?
Oh, Arcana check.
Yeah, just to see if I can see if it feels like it's explicit magic on us.
Yep, go ahead and roll for Arcana.
It's a 13.
A 13. So, with a 13 and kind of seeing this all happen, you're pretty sure there's just an illusion going on here.
Okay. So, clearly, we're all being duped. We're all seeing something different. Except the swamp, that's obviously what we're seeing. So we probably shouldn't run too far, but how are we going to get our way to the Sphinx? Wait. Can I identify that this is like an explicit spell or something? Like I can dispel magic if I can identify that it was a spell.
You can identify that it's a
magical effect.
You definitely could identify that it's a magical effect.
So then I will just straight up try to cast Dispel Magic on what I sense or think is the magical effect.
Okay.
If it's third level or lower, it just ends. If it's not, then I have to do a check.
So you use Dispel Magic and the swamp in front of you goes away. Glubble, you see as this beautiful fishbowl in the distance just disappears. The fishing hole goes away, and Toad, the jungle that you saw shrivels and sinks down into the sand. And below you, you feel a rumble.
Have you done?
Rumble, and below you, a figure starts to rise straight out of the sand. A big stone almost rises beneath you, and the ground begins to shake, and out rises a giant, massive stone. 2 eyes rise above the sand. They blink away the excess sediment, and up rises a massive sphinx monument. As it settles, the massive sphinx looks down at you and says, "Welcome to the Asteteron Safari. We hope you enjoyed your ride through the dangerous oasis filled with all the exotic wildlife. Please enjoy a refreshment inside." And a large double door swings open, revealing the dark interior of the Sphinx.
So,
Should we go in?
Proceed with caution, but I think so.
Okie dokie. I'm gonna just start walking right in there.
So you walk in, and does everybody have dark vision, actually?
One of the
like I
fish
do some tabaxi.
You have to have dark vision as a fish. How could you see underwater? There's not as much light down there.
Fish.
I
vision.
do
don't have
have.
any, I
I
don't
do
think.
have dark vision. I'm good
Perfect.
there.
You definitely have
I
dark
would be
vision. Well, I
very-
know tabaxis do.
But
Mhm.
me going inside of a cat that's made of stone that invited me in after my big fishbowl just disappeared, I am going last.
I have dark vision, and I go in first because I'm too
Okay.
stupid to think that it's a
So,
trap.
Kat, you walk in, and you see a room, just a room inside the Sphinx. Some small circular tables and chairs, extremely sandy inside. You know, it's just there's sand all over this room. And then you see a bar with some bottles kind of on the shelves of the bar, and that's what you see.
All right, can I do a perception check?
Sure, go ahead and do a perception check.
See if there's anything else. Oh yeah, 8.
An 8. You don't see anything else. That's what you got.
All right, is everyone else in there with me?
I'm coming up right behind you, I suppose.
Well, I'm gonna go check those bottles out. Check out what's behind the bar.
Maybe, let me come with you, friend. Try not to touch anything. Or grab anything.
Look at these cool bottles.
They are very nifty.
So as you
Maybe
approach
one of them
them,
has your teeth in it.
Possibly. Let me see.
I start running a little faster, a little bit quicker. My step to get to him.
You hear that? Of frog feet.
well, you see various bottles there. Some have, labels like labels of alcohol from a different age. Some bottles. Most of them are, there's a corked wine bottle, but a lot of them are kind of just empty old bottles. But you do find a few potions that you would be familiar with, that you have seen before. You find a oil bottle, oil of slipperiness. You find
Okay.
a bottle of sovereign glue.
Oh, let's glue his mouth and nose shut.
Bottle
Sorry.
of sovereign glue? Is that what you said?
Yes.
Okay.
Wait, whose mouth?
And you find a potion of healing.
Oh, that's nice.
Our hunter,
And
if you just,
Or the goat's
glue
mouth,
his
so he can't
orifices.
scream.
If you glue the hunter's orifices shut, he can't do anything. He will eventually suffocate and die. I'm just throwing that out there.
The long victory.
What happened? That's what happened to Santa Claus in one of my one-off campaigns. So
no.
I don't
could be a little
I
bit
don't
meta.
think Eldath would approve of such behavior.
Oh
I
no,
don't
I'm not
think
saying
I-
that in character. That's me speaking out of turn. I apologize.
There is a large carafe of and it's clear and it looks like water. And then you have
I'd like to
couple of,
investigate the water because you said it looks like water. Which
yes.
makes me nervous.
Okay, go ahead and investigate.
Lovell would just try and run and drink the water.
I got an 18.
Okay, so you investigate it. What's the extent of your investigation? Are you sniffing it? Or are you?
Maybe I would at most dip one webbed pinky finger into it and give it a little lick.
It tastes like water, but it's just stale water. It's not good.
All right.
Got a little, almost a little dust sediment
How
on the
big
bottom
is this? You said carafe?
That's pretty big. It's like a liter and a half.
Not enough to completely submerge myself. I got to get to that before 24 hours is up.
Did you go into the ice world thing?
I don't know if I ever fell into the water. If I
don't think you did,
effortlessly
actually.
leapt.
You got a foot in there, but not your whole body.
Yeah, so I don't think I've actively submerged.
No.
I will gain an exhaustion point if I don't. Oh no.
Also, behind the bar, you see that there's a couple of wands actually laying on the bar, and there's you're kind of surprised. This is kind of like a lot of loot that you've found, but you find 2 wands, and it looks like they're kind of broken. Doesn't really look like, maybe they're the most pristine things you've ever seen, but you're maybe just a bit confused as to what exactly happened in this room or why there's all this stuff, but you find a couple wands. If anybody wanted to investigate them, you could, but...
Lizzie, you seem to know about magic and arcana and such. Would you like to look at these wands?
Sure, I don't use wands as such, but I would like to see if there are any magical properties to these. Do they seem like they're busted or just...
Go ahead and roll for arcana.
With my hot -1.
Oh, I thought maybe...
No, I just wanted to do it because to see if I could earlier. It's a 9. Yes. I'm more of the nature type.
All right, what did you get?
A 9. A 9.
A 9. Okay, so you are able to identify these wands. You're not really sure how many charges they have. You don't know how many, if these wands will recharge after a rest like a usual one. They seem kind of old. Right. But you do recognize that one of them is a wand of enlarge reduce, and one is a wand of polymorph.
So we've got something. These are wands. They seem to be active. One can make things bigger, smaller, and one can polymorph. This could come in handy.
And what exactly does a polymorph mean?
It means
that you
blank.
It means that you can use it, cast it to turn somebody or some animal into a different animal. So I will pull up the spell for everyone to say what it is.
Could
I suggest we use it on our pursuer to turn him into something like a frog, and then step on said frog.
Spell transforms a creature you can see into a new form. Unwilling creature must make a wisdom saving throw to avoid the effect. And the spell has no effect on a shape changer or a creature with 0 hit points. The transformation lasts for the duration or until the target drops to 0 hit points and dies. The duration is 1 hour. Concentration is the spell, but it's
with wisdom.
Yeah.
I retract my statement. We put him inside of something too small for him to grow out of. Turn him into a mouse, stick him in a bottle, wait for him to get big again, and find out what happens.
My dear fish friend, after this, we must talk extensively after we escape this island about the many, many ways you must change your life.
Or you could use the other wand, make him real small, and make big even bigger.
As much as I hate to say it, I like the way the cat thinks.
We could transform one of ourselves to appear humanoid and merely enter the castle, secure my teeth, and escape. A non-violent solution.
Non-violent could be polymorphing him into a ball and then make that slippery oil and just roll him out for away.
Roll him away.
What if we polymorph him into a fish and drop him in the desert?
turnabout is fair play.
As you're all are kind of bellying up to the bar in the Sphinx, you start to feel the rumble again. You look around and on one of the chairs there's some sand that kind of dissipates and shakes down, and you see a skeleton of an Aarakocra like sitting in the chair. And the room is starting to shake in the entire Sphinx.
Run out of the Sphinx, I suggest, everyone.
Yep.
Run,
Yeah, it doesn't seem, whatever magic this is, it doesn't seem stable.
Just grabbing everything I can and running out.
I would say I'm gonna grab all the water and alcohol that I possibly can.
So you run and you run, and on the way out, Glubble, as you're running with all of the things in your hand, you don't see there's a kind of a skeletal bone kind of like reaching out that kind of pokes out through the stand, and you need to make a dexterity check as you trip a little bit over this bony hand.
Right. Okay. Yeah, da. Do I have Doug's as mine? Okay, I got a 26.
Nice. You just so you just kick the hand away and keep running, and all of you are able to make it out of the Sphinx.
Oh shit! No, I'm sorry. I got a 20. Sorry, I looked at the wrong thing. 21.
That is the same. So good job.
Okay. Sorry.
You run, and you're running through the sand. The Sphinx, you're starting to notice it's sinking, and you're able to climb out of the doorway just as it closes, and the Sphinx kind of disappears into the sand. And you look around, and you look and see that you're the start of the safari, the Great Desert Safari, is fairly close. You're really only about a 5-minute walk from where you had started before.
Well,
That was one
Let's
powerful
get out of
illusion.
here and get to the forest.
now
As you are
you're talking my language.
As you leave the desert, you are walking through, and Glubble, you do see another valve, kind of on the other side of a stone wall, with another water symbol on it.
Glubble kind of look around.
Glubble has super water senses or something.
He'll just, he needs it to breathe. He better.
Yeah.
He'll waddle over there, little flip flap feet.
Do any of us
then
notice
just
him heading that way?
Turn that sucker.
Yes, you all notice him kind of going in a little bit of an opposite direction for a second.
What are you doing, my fish friend?
Where
There's
you
no
going?
fish
Trying
bowl.
to restore water to this place. And just
Are you sure
Turning
that
it
that's turning it on and not turning it off?
no.
He turns it, and you do hear a rush of water underneath the pipe.
Is there any way we
Yes.
could get into that water?
Did you want to inspect it or anything? Or were you
I'd like to investigate, this pipe, I
Okay,
guess.
go ahead and investigate.
A 12.
A 12. You see the pipe go underground, and really, you look around and see like part of a pipe that's exposed in the ground, kind of leading away from it, kind of towards the forest area. But otherwise, you don't really necessarily see anything else.
Okay, and these
Can we,
pipes don't look big
like,
enough to
enter
fit one of us
into?
in it.
That's
How big is Glubble?
he's small size. So
So am
he's
I.
like maybe 3 foot.
3 foot? It's not 3 foot tall. It is
Like tall. But wide
it's-
though.
But wide. It's maybe a foot, and so if you're thinner than a foot,
Let's see, I am 2.5
he's-
feet tall and 28 pounds. How thick do we think that is?
you look at the pipe and you and Toad and Glubble kind of look at each other and you think, yeah, you could maybe fit into the pipe if you had a way in.
Well,
Could Cot
Is the
break
pipe made of
pipe
metal
open?
or
Yeah.
stone?
It's
assume
made
it's
of
metal, right?
it's metal. It's metal pipe.
Is there any like spot where two pieces of the pipe connect together that looks weaker with screws or something?
You could investigate.
I could, but I'm real bad at that.
I'm also going to continue to investigate.
Okay.
I got a 9.
A 9.
I got a 15 on mine. I don't trust
A 15.
Scott to look by himself.
You see that the pipes are pretty well placed together. One of the pipes so they come together at the part of the valve, right? Mm-hmm. And the left side of it, when you look at it, there are some screws, kind of like some bolts that are holding it in that are maybe a little bit weaker, a little bit rusted, but it looks pretty firm. It looks, if you'd think if you wanted to bust it, I think Toad would realize that it would take some time and some effort.
Well, I don't know.
I'm gonna try busting it.
He's just gonna try anyway.
I'm just gonna try anyway.
Go for it, baby.
Okay.
Should I cat's claws it or unarmed strike?
I think your unarmed strike is probably the cat's claw.
Yeah,
right?
I think it's the same.
No, they're different.
Okay.
They're
Well, they do the same thing. It's just a
cat's
different
claw
kind
it.
of damage, I believe, is how it works with cat's
Got a
claws.
9.
A 9.
That's gonna do
You
it.
swipe and your claws scrape on the metal. You feel like you were not really close to digging in with that 9.
Perhaps it would be best to continue to the forest, but we should keep an eye out for more of these pipes. Maybe we could use them to covertly enter Claiborne's lair.
Well, wait. Kyle, didn't you say the pipes are running toward
They
the
do,
forest?
but there might be more pipes.
Let's just follow the pipe to the forest.
There was a pipe that went to the forest.
Follow the pipe.
But I don't know if it's running to the forest. You wouldn't know that. You hear the flow of
gonna
water
turn-
passively, but
The thing the other way and see if it shuts it off or if it redirects the water flow.
ooh, okay. So you turn it the other way and the water stops.
All right, Glubba would immediately turn that sucker back to full force. Water every place.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Toward the forest?
Towards the forest.
Yeah.
Okay. As you approach the forest area, you walk underneath a large tree-formed sign. You step inside a forest of tall trees with green leaves and thick trunks. The sign that was above, it's like a kind of a tree that's grown over with leaves and things, and just says the forests.
Not a very clever name for this zoo.
I think it's good.
To the point.
As you
Seems
step
straight
inside the
and to the
forest of
point.
tall trees with green leaves and thick trunks, there are cages and enclosures scattered haphazardly throughout the area, some partially hidden by undergrowth. The cages are now empty, and it's clear that the animals have long since escaped. The forest has taken over this portion of the zoo, and you can see that the vines and trees have grown thick around old enclosures. This once lively zoo feels a little bit haunted with an eerie kind of feel. There's an air of mystery and magic that seems to pervade every inch of this area. Above you see a few monkeys of various species swing from tree to tree. As you explore further, you notice that there are signs of life around you. You catch glimpses of strange creatures darting through the trees. And the rustling of bushes by the gentle breeze makes you feel like you're not alone. Or that you're not alone. You feel a shiver run down the back of your spine.
I asked Carl if this forest is haunted.
Carl's with us again.
Haunted? Oh yeah, he is.
I assume so.
Okay.
Yep.
He's always with you.
In the center.
I didn't see that.
Haunted? No. Listen. I don't come in the forest very often, though. Not a place I like to visit.
I'm going to do a big whiff in, really extend my sack as I use my divine sense to kind of smell for any evil fiends within 60 feet of us.
So
At the same time. Yeah.
So they have to be. It has to be evil, right?
Know the location of any celestial fiend or undead is what it says with it.
Okay. You don't sense any celestial fiend or undead.
Okay. Well, there
I
you go.
want to use my massive body size to give Carl the biggest hug and ask if something bad happened to him in this forest. And that's why he doesn't come here anymore.
Okay. let's see. Can you roll a
Sorry.
let's see. Either I guess if you're trying to do it sneakily, give me a stealth. But if you're just trying to like do a strength, then do a strength.
Stealth 19.
Stealth 19. Okay, hold on. Let me
Sneak
see it.
hug.
Give him a big hug.
Yeah, you sneak up behind him and just grab him. And he, what? And he starts flapping his wings. What are you
It's
doing?
okay, buddy. Did something bad happen in the forest that spooked you?
What? That spooked me. I mean, there's something in here, but I don't know what it is. And he kind of flaps away from you. Nothing bad happened to me. Not in the forest. I mean, other places. But I mean,
where did something bad happen to you?
what are you?
Are you
Ask him if he
divorced?
wants to talk about the other places.
Show
Look,
us where you were hurt.
I'm
Look,
gonna turn this into a
I.
real therapy session.
What do you mean? Hurt by what? You mean when I got here with my friends and I watched them all get murdered by Claiborne? Is that what you're talking about? That kind of hurt?
Yep. That sounds about right.
Well, there's nothing to tell.
Perhaps the hurt where they called
They're
you
dead,
the
and I've been
short
here
and
watching
fat
groups
eagle.
like you come in and get murdered by this psychopath.
I'm sorry, buddy.
Violence is a terrible cycle to have to witness, and to see it done on your own friends is a fate worse than any. So clearly you can see now how imperative it is that you join us, Carl, in destroying Claiborne.
Look at all these items we have. We have wands. And
Wands,
Lizzie
potions.
lifts 2 wands up. Yeah.
Good. So the way that this mechanic worked is that Carl was it's a DC 24 persuasion to persuade him to join you guys, and that would go down by 2 with each place you successfully cleared with each area. And so you had already rolled an 18 the first time you tried, and each roll was going to count. And so you rolled an 18, you have 3 items, which takes that DC down from 24 to 18. And so Carl, you know what? You know, I don't know. If there's any group that's gonna take down Claiborne, I guess it could be you guys, right? And you know, this island is hell. So what am I even here for? Let's do it. Let's take down this sucker.
Bring it in, buddy. And now I give him a strength check hug.
Okay. He's gonna use his strength to try and not do
Thank
that.
God it already worked, because I was about to hit him with a plus 11 persuasion
23.
check.
I got he rolled a 7.
He's getting
so,
hugged.
Yeah, so he gets hugged.
That's a
Come on, you big lug. All right. Let's.
You must forgive Kat. He loves hugging, but he can never hug me. So he is always looking to hug.
Glubble, you set your bucket down as this kind of is all happening and kind of relaxes. You've been carrying around this water bucket with you, and it's kind of heavy. And you look down in the water bucket, and all of a sudden you see a ripple happen from the center of the bucket.
Like a Godzilla stomp.
You see another ripple happen, and
I would say I'd like to try some kind of an investigation or wisdom survival check to find out what the hell is
go
going
ahead,
on.
roll survival.
All right, survival. Let's see, a whopping 6. Wow,
A
we're
6,
rolling real well tonight.
You see another ripple and kind of feel a tremor beneath your feet. You look around, and the other group, they're kind of talking. Nobody's really reacting. All of a sudden, another ripple, and you hear a thud. And then thud.
Bubble will just start
Do you
pointing.
need a drink, my
to the
friend? Why are
bucket.
you pointing? Just put your head back in the bucket.
Have a sip.
A few moments later, thud. Thud.
Do
And
the
the
rest of us
ripples,
hear it?
the bucket is shaking. Thud. You hear a twig snap. Everybody is now hearing this. Thud.
Okay, now I want to do a
thump.
check.
A fall of a tree crashes over. Thud. 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 And then you hear a loud roar. as a giant Tyrannosaurus Rex bursts through the thick forest brush directly to your right.
Godzilla stomps.
The Tyrannosaurus takes 2 steps toward Cot. Thump, thump, opens its mouth, lunges forward, and just as you're about to meet a mouth full of razor-sharp 12-inch teeth, you hear the rattle of a large chain tightening, and the T-Rex gets pulled back just inches from your nose and snaps its jaw shut. It lifts its head in frustration, lets out a generous roar, and you see a thick iron collar around its neck.
I'm gonna take the fish treat that I cooked earlier.
Just
and
calmly.
I'm going to calmly throw it next to the T-Rex and then make an animal handling check to try and befriend it.
Genius, my
After
friend.
giving it the
What is as you're, I guess, calmly doing this, Cot? What is everybody else's reaction to this? What?
It's a fucking dinosaur!
Glover would just be reeling, like with the bucket of water, just like backpedaling as fast as physically possible.
Carl flaps his wings. Ah! I told you there was something in this forest.
I'm unfazed. That hasn't hurt my friends yet. I'm too stupid to recognize the danger. Can I make an animal handling
Yes,
check?
you
Will
absolutely, you absolutely can. You throw a fish.
Oh, dang it. 11.
11. Unfortunately, the T-Rex is not phased by the
By the fish treat?
by the fish. He doesn't even see it. And you look past and you see the chain kind of leads to a pile off into the distance. A pile of some rubble. There's like something glinting on top of this rubble that the chain is leading to.
All right. Well, here's the thing. I'm actually really good at stealth. Somehow,
Okay, this 500 pound.
I could try and stealth my way to see what's over at the end of his chains. If you guys give me a distraction.
You can also, from here, you can make a You could do an investigation roll to try and see if you could tell what's on that pile from here.
Oh, good point. But I'm not good at that. Someone else don't do that, or are you guys still too
do
scared
we all
because
see
you're
it?
smart?
Yeah, I'm not gonna.
Yes, everyone can see. Everyone saw that the
Okay.
chain kind of went to this pile.
Well, I would like to roll to see if I can tell what that is then, and it's only a 12 that I've rolled. So.
12. Can't really tell, but there's
Investigation.
something glinting on top
Talking-
of that. Something of interest.
Investigation.
Also a
for
12.
this one?
Also a 12. Yeah.
12. Same thing.
Investigation.
Yeah.
Well, I got
Or
a 3,
perception?
so
My friend.
19.
19. You can tell this is a very clean, nice-looking belt. You can't really tell from this distance. You know, it looks like a big belt buckle on top of it, but you can tell this is you've already found these, arrow-catching shield, the bagpipes. You think this is something that's been placed there to, something magical possibly.
So this is attached like to the chain on the rock, or just laying by the rock?
Yes,
like
and
how
with
does
that
the
investigation, the chain is going into this pile of stuff. You can't really tell what the pile is, but it's tight, it's taut, while that T-Rex is kind of like fighting against it, wanting to get to you guys, but unable to.
Maybe, if I might make a suggestion, Lizzie, could we maybe reduce the creature's size or polymorph it into something else, less formidable?
Bring it down to a lizard of my size. That is true.
if you can shrink
Yes.
it, if you can make it small, I can keep it at bay with a wall of wind from my bagpipes.
If we can...
Here's a question, actual question about mechanics. If you polymorph a dinosaur to look to be like a humanoid, can I then use hold person on the dinosaur?
Yes, I would allow that. Yes, for sure.
Yes.
Okay.
It is a person.
Yeah,
so.
it just says choose a humanoid that I can see within range. So if we turn it
Good.
a humanoid.
So large reduced only. How halves its dimensions.
Yeah.
So if it's a giant T-Rex, I think even a half-sized T-Rex might be.
It hasn't changed its actual
Pretty
size
nasty?
category? That's crazy.
You can go up or down a size category,
Yeah.
but that's
Mm-hmm.
it.
It does go down.
But if it's very large, it's still going to be large more than us.
It
Does
is.
polymorph let you
Huge.
do
It is a
humanoids,
huge
or is it
beast.
polymorph? Is polymorph only beasts, or is it also humanoids?
It says transform a creature,
it's creature,
which I think is, I would, I guess I've
We're all
read as
creatures, baby.
anything. Yeah.
Yeah.
The new form can be any beast whose challenge rating is equal or less than the target.
Challenge rating.
So it'd still be
Oh, so it has to be a
Yeah.
beast. Yes. Okay. So,
yes.
but a beast, not
Sorry.
a humanoid.
Equal or less than targets. We can make that go way down, like a chicken or something like that. the dino to chicken nugget pipeline,
Yeah, but it said it has to be the same challenge rating as the original thing?
or less.
Or less?
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, same or lower.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. Well, then, I mean, if we can turn it into something way lower,
Yeah.
then we can just...
Like a
then maybe I
chicken.
can just
Right.
command it to
Just
run
You know
away.
what? A fat
too.
eagle. A fat short eagle.
The least
Do you say
threatening
that
thing
to him?
possible.
Do you say that to Carl?
100%. But like, I wouldn't say it directly to Carl, but I'd say we could turn him into a fat short eagle.
What? Are you calling me I'm not an eagle. I'm an Arakakra. Well, I was. Don't call me an eagle, man. Come on.
Wait, what happened to you?
Times.
Let us not devolve into speciest insults. We'll be no better than Claiborne.
I think we could just turn it into a rat or something and just like kick it out the way.
Possibly. Is there any way
I mean,
that cat could be friended and we could mount it like the bird?
How good is your animal handling?
This creature is fearsome. It is not
not
going to
gonna work?
allow a mount.
I thought maybe it would
that
just
bird
be so
was dumb
thankful
enough.
if we took its chain off, it would want to be our friend.
So I don't know how many times we can polymorph or enlarge reduce. So
It's hard to
is this how-
imagine a time where it could be more useful than this creature here, but
yeah. So what kind of creature? Like just something very unassuming. Yeah, maybe just like a rat or something.
A fish.
A fish. Yeah, let's just do a fish.
And if we can take it to Claiborne's location and let it loose when it transforms back.
We get an hour of it, so we gotta be. We'd have to be quick.
Carl, how long does it take to get to Claiborne's, I don't know, headquarters, HQ, main area from here?
Yes,
Could you
I
fly
mean,
the fish to it?
I could. I mean, I could. You want me to pick up the T-Rex fish?
Yeah,
I mean, I could.
In your claws.
If we put it
I could take it over there.
If we put it in like a jar of water to stay alive for the hour, then it will simply change back. There.
Also, is Claiborne in a lodge, a castle? If the fish drops from the air and transforms into a T-Rex on the way down, would it destroy the facility and everyone inside, or no?
I mean, the lodge is pretty big. I mean, it's bigger than this. I'd assume it would go through a roof, but I haven't really gone close to Claiborne's lodge. I don't really know what to expect over there. So, I mean, if we
Worth
could
a
do
try.
this, I mean, we could do it. I guess I could just throw it over there now. I'd probably piss him
Let's
off.
do it.
But
If we throw it over there, even
Yes,
if we don't,
100%.
I am not in favor of destroying the lodge and killing everyone inside. But perhaps if we get the T-Rex close enough, it could serve as a distraction for us all to get in and escape.
Either way, something great will happen.
And,
Either way,
yeah.
we simply must get rid of this T-Rex, and I can't think of a better place to put it.
Fish it.
All right, so I'm going to. Yeah, I'm
it
going
up.
to take this this wand and cast polymorph and try and turn into a fish. So it needs to make a wisdom saving throw.
A wisdom saving
Yeah,
throw.
wisdom saving throw. All right, let's do this. For the T-Rex, does a wisdom saving throw of 16.
Ooh, man.
What was it? Did it succeed?
Oh, is it just this?
How do we know what it is on the wand?
Oh,
Is it just my?
it is going to
no.
be. It'll be your. It'll be your
spell DC.
I think just your spellcasting modifier.
So is this just like a normal, like whatever your normal save DC is? If it beat that, then it did not
Oh,
work.
it's which
Spell
would be
save DC.
which be 15.
15.
15.
15. Oh my gosh! It
Yeah.
has a +1 to wisdom, so it's 16.
My gosh.
Unfortunate. You use the wand, and it resists.
No.
And you look down the wand. It's looking pretty, not great. You know, it looks like, you definitely used a charge, but it's still got some
Okay.
magic in it.
All right. Well, we didn't destroy it, so it seems like I could attempt this again.
Is there any way we could bolster your power? Do we know of any way to do this?
I really don't. I don't know how to bolster someone's save DC. Or inhibit the dinosaur, I guess, is also an option.
Does the
Magic
bard
duct
have
tape on the wand.
songs that inspire us with better rolls?
I
To
do,
increase the
but they're
DC?
only
Yeah.
they're not for the DCs because I just looked at that.
Exactly.
It's ability checks, attack rolls, and saving
I was
throws.
to say, if you had
If
something that was a debuff.
if I would have been, which I thought, but I don't think I'm high enough level for the debuffs on the Dreamer Bard because they do, if I'm remembering right, they can do a reverse.
Gosh
which is
dang it! I
great.
want to drop off a fish.
So do I. I mean, we still have
In the
another chance.
mansion.
We just need it
Yes.
to not roll a 15 or higher on its roll, which is
That then turns into a
75% chance, right? That we will get
Yep.
it on another attempt, right? Or something like that, or whatever math is. 8.
Yeah,
80?
pretty good chance I think for it to succeed again. But you're
I
right.
have
What if
I have
I
ideas if
intimidated
it
it
doesn't work.
first?
Okay. I've got other
got
ideas to get
scared.
past it if it doesn't
Yeah.
work, too. I just really
Yeah.
want to turn this dinosaur into a fish and drop it
All right.
off.
Just let
So-
it loose. Yeah.
That's-
If anyone has
I
any
want that.
objections.
I want that so bad.
If anyone has objections, I'm gonna try and fish it again.
Can I
Do
can
it.
I intimidate the T-Rex first to like throw him off his game
I
a
don't
little
think
bit?
that you can intimidate
Animal-
the fucking
Not for like a
Can-
wisdom save.
Yeah.
I don't think.
Animal
Can
handle
I try
it.
like an Arcana check to like try and fix up the wand that is obviously like short circuiting?
Yeah, you can try it. It's gonna be a pretty high DC to
I got a 20,
you got a 20?
not nat, dirty 20.
A dirty 20. You look at it and are able to see like a small fragment of wood is like kind of out of place, and you're kind of just push it back in. Nothing really happens to it. It looks about the same.
Okay.
All right.
Just try it. Use the spell
All
again.
right.
Let's go.
It's going to work.
Why
this
not?
time.
Fish. I tried cast polymorph on it.
Polymorph.
Does it
okay.
save?
Okay, here we go. Wisdom throw. Rolls a 10.
Yes.
Get some.
Fish.
So this T-Rex, the
Squipper
wand
time,
hits it.
baby.
As you cast the spell on the wand, you can tell the last of the magic is leaving the wand, and the T-Rex begins to shrink. What kind of fish are you turning it into?
Needs to be something that can survive for a while.
Well, we got
If we're gonna
water to
drop
put
it
it
off.
in,
Fish.
right? We can put it in.
Turn it into a lungfish. They can breathe air.
Yeah, do that then.
Sure.
A
sure.
lungfish that can
Lungfish.
breathe air. Cool.
They can
What's a
breathe air.
lungfish
That's
look
a
like?
thing. They look like
believe
an
the
eel,
fish
but
in
with
the
little
group.
weird legs.
What?
They're
Oh, yeah, I
disturbing.
see.
They're like the missing link.
Yeah, that's it.
All right.
Good. I just gotta look and see how many fish. I just gotta look up like hit points and stats for just a normal fish
Or just
here.
a fish.
Yeah.
If somebody, let's say you turned it
the-
into a fish and I swallowed it, after an hour, would it turn into a T-Rex in my stomach and kill me?
Oh, yeah.
Yes,
We
and you would die.
We should have turned it into sushi and tricked him into eating it somehow.
Kyle, the only existing fish stat block I know of is a quipper, a single
Yeah,
quipper,
I got the
which is
quipper
like
up,
a piranha.
so that's
yeah.
it's gonna be similar to a quipper, and so the target assumes the hit points of its new form. When it reverts to its normal form, the creature returns to the number of hit points it had before transformed. As long as if it goes to 0 hit points, it turns back into its new form. Okay, and so there's the T-Rex and like slowly turns its little hands bloop out. He's got little fins, and then shrinks down its legs, turning these legs of whatever this lungfish is supposed to look like. And then in front of you, the chain loosens around its neck, and this fish is just kind of flopping and flops over and kind of sits up and looks at you guys because it has legs, right? And so it can presumably prop itself up a little bit.
Kind of.
And it is
kind of legs.
He's propping himself up a little bit. And
He's just doing it. He can.
Looking.
He's doing it. He can do it.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh, there's this lungfish. I gotcha. It's like strings. Its legs are like little strings. So yeah, it looks kind of eel-like, and it is looking up at you guys and just kind of staring, very confused.
We should make Claiborne eat it.
You guys want me to? What do you want me to do? You pick it up, or are you guys picking it up?
Carl,
Should we
take
have
that out
Carl
of here
leave now?
because you have some sort of plot-like armor, I suspect. Go.
He is in the tavern.
You want me to pick it up with my talons?
Yes, that makes the most sense to me. Just be gentle. Yes.
Global. Do you have some knowledge about fish creatures and
just talons and fish don't exactly work well together, so perhaps wrap it and don't sink them in.
I could try to be careful, but these talons are pretty big.
I mean, put them in a box or a bag.
Use your mouth.
Or a bucket of water.
Or a bucket of water. Does anyone have
I
a
will
bucket
hand
of
him
water?
my bucket of water to put the lungfish in and carry it.
Great.
Wonder Twin style.
As a living
Okay,
bomb to drop on this.
You have the lungfish T-Rex in your bucket of water. You have an hour to do whatever you want with this. What is your next? What would you guys like to do?
Want Carl to take that bucket and drop the fish off.
I would think.
Well,
I'm gonna have a hard time because
as close to the mansion as he is willing to get.
I will have to follow Carl because I will need that bucket of water or some other water to breathe soon. So there's that.
Didn't we?
Oh, did I get the carafe or like the alcohol or whatever
carafe?
out of?
You did get the carafe.
Did I get that out?
So.
Okay, I'm carrying the carafe. The carafe is with me. I'm just taking swigs from the carafe.
There we go.
Okay. So you guys are instructing Carl to just take the T-Rex away from the area.
We want him to take
and
it
drop
to
it
wherever
on top.
Claiborne's mansion is. Yeah.
And wait
Maybe drop
until
the
it
bucket
turns
down
into
like
the
a chimney
T-Rex
or something. If there's a chimney, drop the bucket down the chimney.
Okay.
Yes.
Um,
But if not a
put
chimney,
it in
just
the-
drop it on the roof. Like wait for the T-Rex to transform and drop the bucket. Just
My only fear is that if we crush the mansion, my jar of teeth will be lost, and this will all be for nothing.
you can get more teeth from the dead.
You cannot simply replace the teeth that have already been taken.
I have a good feeling they'll survive.
I still vote that we drop off like in the front or back like yard area or whatever, not directly on the mansion, but then,
Into it.
or at least
Into
drop
or
it off
onto the
into,
mansion.
I would rather the T-Rex turn into the T-Rex in the mansion than collapse the whole ceiling because I need to
that's
look
why I think
in
the
that
chimney's
place.
good.
Yes. If there's a chimney, into the chimney. If no chimney, just have it collapse through the roof. That's my
question.
vote.
So my question is: are you guys heading? Are you all wanting to be present for this, or are you just dropping him off?
Yes.
I figure
Okay.
we'll get.
Absolutely
we want to
wanna
grab
be
whatever's
there.
over here, and
Yeah,
then
I
we'll
want-
head
I
that
want the
same
belt.
direction. But we might as well
The belt,
get
yeah.
Carl over there as, just in case it takes
I want to
longer
see
than
this
an
go
hour
down.
Okay.
Yeah.
I gotta see it.
All right. Time
Can I-
is resuming and ticking. You guys have a plan.
Tick, 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 tick.
Go for it.
Well,
right,
let's
Carl.
go for the belt. Carl, make haste, and then let's.
Go for the belt.
So you guys approach the pile of rubble. I think Lizzie, are you on the axe beak? Is she on the axe beak, like riding the bird that is your mount?
To be honest, completely forgot that he
That's
had an
fine.
axe beak.
You've been like kind
So-
of leading it on the chain,
yeah,
and,
leading,
and you
yeah.
know, a piece of rope that you had found on the ground, and so if you're riding it, you would have the fastest walking speed, so you'd be able to get up to the pile first. And so, but if you're just walking, that's fine.
No, I think I'm walking along. Yeah.
You get to the pile and you notice just like bones and like armor shrapnel like surrounding this big pile, and you have to
bones.
make your way through it. Is it to get to what looks like a central block where the chain is attached to? Big like cement looking stone block there, and then atop it is a belt that has a face on it. And
What does the face
so you guys
look
are all
like?
standing there. Is there someone who particularly is going to go for the belt?
I want the belt.
Okay, so Kot, you make your way through the rubble, and you're kind of stepping through, and your 500-pound foot, one of it cracks through a skull, and just make a quick dexterity check.
You've got advantage on that.
You've got advantage on it.
You can see that skull, I assume.
16.
16, nice. And so your foot gets stuck in it for a second. You're able to like wiggle it free, and you continue on. You get to the top, and you see the belt. Go ahead and roll an investigation of this area.
Oh boy. 1.
That one, you see the belt, and you grab it.
Put it on.
Okay, you
Wanna
put it
wear it.
on.
Put it on.
Without
okay.
knowing what it does.
You put it on, and
It
you're
fits. That's
Huh?
miraculous.
you're
fits
putting it
this
on, and it
500
fits to your size. It like grows, to the massive size of this 500-pound tabaxi, and you feel strong. Like you feel really, really strong. Like this thing is giving you lots of strength, and you now have a base strength score of 23, which gives you a +6 modifier to strength.
as your
Wow.
base now.
Yes, and so you look around, don't see any other threats, and you stand on top of this pile of broken bones. A very strong cat. A very strong cot. Okay, what would you guys like to do next?
Lizzie takes a couple of the more interesting types of bones and starts weaving them onto her necklace.
Ooh, her necklace. Very nice.
You see, collection of bones. Something we can all relate to.
Lub will kind of like look around for a minute and pick up like 2 straight looking ones and start like drumming on like whatever skulls he can find around.
My friend, Carl awaits.
I'm trying to relate to you.
Thank you. I appreciate it. It's a little disrespectful to the dead, though.
He just like pockets the bones behind like in a little belt in the back.
Nice.
I vote we get out of here. I vote like we make like the trees and leaf.
Okay.
Mhm.
So you guys run through the forest, and you're about to exit the forest into the main concourse. And if you remember, the main area has this like trench that kind of surrounds a circular platform that has bridges that go over it. You assume at one point there was water feature that went through this area. It is dry, and you do notice like a little bit of a trickle of water.
There are no pipes coming out of the forest.
Have you looked for one?
Can you get closer,
I
mean,
Will,
I'm not
to your
good at looking for
microphone
stuff.
so I can hear you because you're 10,000 feet away?
Was there any pipes?
Go
'Cause we
ahead
came
and
out
roll
of the
for
forest.
a perception as you are running out.
I'm really bad at that, but 6.
6. You glance around. You do not see any pipe.
If I may, I got a 14.
14. Yes. So you look around and you've seen 2 of these pipes. You kind of feel like you know kind of where to look at this point. And so you do see another valve with the water symbol on it. Very similar.
Right, I mean, Global is going for it. He's just gonna crank that sucker.
Yep. You crank it. You hear the water. It's feeling pretty strong. Feeling like the water's flowing pretty good.
So, my friend, if my memory's correct, we've now turned 2 of these valves.
that I've seen because no one mentioned the first one.
Perhaps, what is that, Glubble? 3?
Global would hold up. He's only got 4 fingers, so he'd hold up
Yeah.
like 3 webbed ones.
Where was the other one? We got the one coming out of the desert and this one now.
Then there was one a ways back when we first. It was a bit ago, in the woods and such.
It was actually the aviary, I think.
The aviary. Oh yeah, the aviary. Sorry, the aviary. Yes.
Yes, it was the aviary,
Yes.
of course. That means, but we
That's
didn't
right.
turn one
The
on
aviary,
in
then the desert, then yes.
But we never turned one in the ice area, correct?
No, we just got
Perhaps-
down
How
there.
much time do we have before that fish is turning? Let's go look in the ice.
I mean, if we could quickly
It's
check,
been probably 15 minutes. You know?
we could make
Oh.
a quick run for it and see
15
if we
there,
can
15 back.
activate this
I mean, how
water.
far-
Give ourselves-
How
The
far
zoo's
to
pretty.
the ice?
Zoo's decently small. You know, if
okay?
if I were to make a reference that most of the people on this recording would understand, it'd be about the size of a Fort Wayne Children's Zoo, possibly, but but easy
Could run
enough
through
to
that.
run over.
Maybe if one of us had an
Okay.
axe beak, they could run even faster and go look for the water valve to turn it on.
Could you perhaps,
Wait.
Lizzie, mount this fearsome beast and check for us?
And Lizzie just looks up at her hands like, wait, she's been holding it the whole time. Yes, wait, I do have an axe beak.
We could save some time.
Yeah.
I don't know if you just
Great.
race
Yeah.
ahead as fast as you can to just
So
go
you hop
look.
on the axe beak, and then starts running, clop, 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 and running towards the ice. And as you the ice world, and you kind of pass, and you see some like water trickling in on this on the floor of this river that surrounds the central the platform, and you run clop clop over to the ice area and see that there is water trickling out of a large iceberg kind of feature that looks like it was the spot of a waterfall at one point.
Okay.
There's water that's like coming out of it, but it kind of seems like blocked a little bit.
Do I see a valve anywhere or just the water feature?
Go
I
ahead
guess-
if you roll an investigation of the
Investigation?
if you want to investigate the kind of big waterfall, kind of fake iceberg looking thing.
Oh, great. Yeah, 3.
3.
Yeah,
Great. You don't see anything other than what I already described. And so you see the water feature, the water kind of trickling out, but nothing that you see right away. Everyone else is kind of running your direction and kind of coming up to you, and it takes a couple more minutes, and you're kind of just staring, looking at this iceberg, and they catch up to you.
Did you find the water, Lizzie?
well, a little bit of water. It seems to be coming out of this iceberg waterfall. Wait.
Investigation and also got a 3.
Well, yes, I don't see anything here at all.
I got a 4.
Just perception, you said?
Investigation.
Investigation.
Perception 19!
19.
Oh, investigation. Okay, my bad.
Investigation
Investigation at 21!
All right, hey, well, look at that.
Glubble, you look around at these morons because you see on the side of this iceberg is a very well cut out door. Like it's like a fake door on the side of the iceberg, and you can see very, very clearly that it's there. That
The
that is a door to
side. The side.
Global
With that
just
investigation-
like
Yeah. points to the
gesture
He just
towards
is
it.
gesturing,
You're like,
yes.
like the whole the like
The Will Smith
for the doorway.
kind of like meme thing. Maybe.
We were getting there. We were getting
yes.
there. We're just starting on the other side first.
With that great investigation, you look up at the waterfall and you see something like pushed up against where the water's trying to come out. Looks like a suit of armor almost.
Ooh.
Should we go look?
So
So you,
How high up
you
is
go
it?
in the door?
Do you want me to like jump up and look at the armor, or how
Sure.
high?
It's 15 feet up. It's not very high.
Hell yeah, no problem. I just gracefully leap up there and gently land next to it. Bloop.
Good. You could roll a investigation of that
I
armor.
would love to. I would love to do that and get a good roll this time, please. No, a 5.
A 5. You see a kind of like a suit of armor, but it doesn't look like the one that has been following around Claiborne. This one looks a little bit different. You've never seen anything like it.
I do not recognize this.
Could I just? I think it's blocking the water though. So can I just like throw it down, like
Try and
pull it
grab it.
out? Yeah, try to move it out of the way.
You can do a strength check.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do a strength check right now. Are you ready? I'm just gonna roll
So
fast.
ready.
It's the same thing. That's what I'm gonna click on. You like this 6? That I
Ooh,
just
you
got?
try. It is budging. The water's kind of pressing up against it a little bit, but it's like not budging.
Cat, my big friend, could you
What up,
perhaps
buddy?
climb up here and remove this irksome armor?
Sure thing. What checks do I need? What do I roll?
So
up
you
15
you
feet.
have climb speed, don't you? Tabaxi yeah. So
can
you
just
climb
get
up there.
baby.
You've got your huge
Okay.
strength modifier. This thing looks stuck. It definitely looks stuck. You realize you're gonna have to really do a hefty pull.
18.
18. You pull as hard as you can. It doesn't budge.
that's pretty high.
Was I supposed to?
You still have the door next to it. You haven't.
Oh yeah, we
check
could still
strength or
somebody.
athletics?
I just assumed somebody else was gonna go in there and turn that on.
I don't know, Lizzie,
Or I can't remember Dylan's character's name now. I'm drawing a blank.
Glubble.
Glubble.
Global. Perhaps could you open the door and see what's inside? Instead of just
Glubble just sort of-
gesturing at it like you've been doing for the last minute.
Wait, which door?
Just wanted to make sure you knew it was there. And walk over and
Yeah.
try and open it up.
Inside is like a little utility shed, and there is a pipe with a valve, with a sign on it, with a water droplet on it.
What do you see?
Sign of the water droplet, like what I've seen before, everywhere else. Should
Oh, we found it.
try and
Turn it
activate
on.
this.
Why not?
Alright, so I'll go ahead and try and activate this.
You turn it on, you turn the valve, and a massive flow of water comes, and outside, the water is kind of spurting up out through the waterfall. This massive force of water coming through, pushing, and it pushes on the suit of armor, and finally, clink! It pops out and and falls down into this puddle that's beneath it. And the water is flowing freely into this circular river, and the water is starting to fill up in this circular area on the around the platform.
Good work, my
Seeing
friend.
like
You've done it.
The gushing water, Glubble would just like cheer and just like kind of jump into like whatever waters, like even if it's a little puddle, he's just gonna like splash around in it a little bit.
Yeah.
Just very excited.
You jump in the water, splash around, and you see that the suit of armor is in there, and you recognize it very immediately as a gupper suit.
Oh shoot. Okay. All right. Shit. I didn't actually expect one to enter into this. Okay. If I can't, well, I don't know if I have time because I have to don it, and I don't think I took the feat to don it fast.
Roll an investigation check on the suit.
All of us.
That's
No, just
I got
a
a 19.
19. You swim up to it, and you see the suit is a little bit damaged. You see an arrow is pierced through the kind of the enclosure, the glass enclosure, and so it wouldn't be unable to hold water in it. But it is pierced through, and there is a skull, a skull and a skeleton of a gupper inside. That is the arrow is piercing through. But you look at this gupper suit, and you look at it, and it's like it's a little bit different than what you're used to, and you realize that this was one that is not as common of a gupper suit because it has a gem inlaid in it that you recognize is able to give power. And so this is a gupper suit that, whereas usually it's one that takes a special feat to be able to wear at least, it is more capable of being used by the normal gupper, essentially.
Okay, sweet.
It will still take a decent amount of time for you to don. But
yeah, so it still takes me the name of normal. Okay, so heavy armor. Where's the donning?
This is the donning of
donning
the
armor.
suit
Okay,
of the
this is
gupperfish.
heavy armor. So half time to don heavy armor would be 5 minutes.
That's nothing.
Put it on.
That's nothing.
Okay, so I'm gonna definitely put into the gupper armor. Basically my size becomes large, and my hit dice become D12s instead of my normal hit dice.
Nice.
So I become a little bit more tanky here.
more
Now normally
formidable.
you can only breathe only creatures that breathe water can operate it, but since the front is broken out and I only breathe water anyway, I will just have to continue carrying my bucket around. So 5 minutes to don it, and he's just like ready to go.
great. You
Running
look and
fast with his little joysticks.
and you climb out of the river, and you look towards the center of this platform.
I just want
which
to make
has
it clear,
the
I
giant-
also submerged myself in the water before we left.
Okay, great. And you look to the center of the platform, and you see the statue of a Steteron, this minotaur with his safari gear on, the central point of this zoo. And you look at this statue and see this giant net that he has had on. And you look at that giant net, and you think, you know what? In this suit, it makes me able to wield huge weapons. And you think, maybe I could pick up that net.
I will 100% be picking up that net. Big
Great.
net.
So that big net
Make
will,
him time with the big net.
when you use it as a net, you get a strike with advantage
Big
with
net.
it to try
Woo!
and to restrain somebody.
I'm feeling more and more like someone needs to get netted and then a T-Rex dropped on top of them.
And if you use it as a weapon, it's 2d8 bludgeoning.
2d8 bludgeoning for the net?
Yeah, it's big. It's a 2d8 bludgeoning damage for the net, and then you can, if you want to use it as a net, you have to. It's a different attack. You strike with advantage to use it just to restrain somebody.
Here comes Glubble, baby.
What is this fascinating contraption?
My people
Okay,
designed
it is-
this to walk on your lands.
Seems unfair that the last gupper he had the suit and you didn't. Although it didn't prove very effective for your fallen brother, unfortunately.
He didn't have bagpipes.
Or a T-Rex fish.
That's true. He didn't have a T-Rex, probably.
Didn't have a T-Rex friend. All right. Yeah, I'm with
What's
that
your
big old
movement
net
speed
and the
in
whole
that?
suit. I'm just. I think it's still the same. I don't move super fast on the land.
Just making sure. Okay. I just thought maybe I could ride on top of you if you were
No.
5 feet faster than me, since it's.
I mean, if you're
A robot
small
suit.
and I'm large, I don't
Yeah.
see why you couldn't. But I'm trying to think what my. Let me look at what my speed. Yeah, I only have a 25-foot walking speed. I'm slow on the
We're
land.
the same speed, so
I'm
I won't
waddle.
bother.
Well, let's make our way toward
It's been about
the
40
centaur,
minutes.
yeah. That's
And
awesome,
20
man.
minutes.
We gotta hustle.
Okay, so you guys approach you approach the area that you know as the direction of Claiborne's lodge. Mm-hmm. And I will be pulling up my own reference. You come up to this area, so you've been on this island, right? And there's this almost like peninsula that goes out from the island. And you approach it, and you see kind of this main trek, that kind of a main platform that's grass filled. There's a central walking path to it, and it's just gently uphill, but it's pretty long as far as how long this grass filled platform goes. And then you look and you see the lodge, which has kind of a front porch to it. It's a nice looking lodge. Doesn't look like it's part of a hotel or anything, but it is a nice looking house. And let me just measure here how far away the house is. The house is about 115 feet away as you approach this field. You look in the field and you see lots of goats in the field, kind of biting and eating some grass, and just kind of on in the field. On either side of this peninsula are rocks that lead into the water, into the churning kind of seawater that's kind of crashing up against this against the island.
Okay, so are we within like 1,000 feet of this house?
Yeah.
Now?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
You're within 200. You're 115 feet away.
Perfect, because I would like to cast Locate Object on my jar of teeth so that I can sense where my teeth are.
Great.
If they're within 1,000 feet of me.
And it shows the general direction, correct?
Yes. I can sense the direction of the object's location as long as that object is within 1,000 feet of me. If the object's in motion, I know the direction it's moving. I can locate it. I can locate an object if or I can't locate an object if there's any lead or lead in its path. It's Superman rules. That's it. Just I can't see through
Okay,
lead.
Superman rule.
Yeah.
Gotcha. You cast the spell and you kind of envision the jar of teeth, and it kind of forms in front of you this like blue apparition, and then kind of poofs into the direction straight ahead towards the lodge.
In there rest my teeth, and we must acquire them.
Hey, about I don't know about this whole teeth thing, but he's like, Carl's like flapping his wings. I got the bucket with the T-Rex in it. What are we doing?
Is there a chimney that we can see?
Some sort of...
Yeah, there's a chimney. It's in the center. I guess, so go ahead and you'll have to kind of roll an investigation a little bit for this.
Wait, do we know if he's even in there? Like, because we could just release a dinosaur into a lodge and then end up having the dinosaur bust out at us.
We don't know.
Just throwing that one out there.
I got a nat 20 on my investigation though. So.
Great. You see you see some smoke rising above the house. You can't really see like the roof, like much of the roof, the peak. There's kind of like a lodge tip to the front, but you see smoke coming from kind of the central area of this lodge, like right in the middle.
Okay. Well, I would think that would be the place to take the dinosaur. Where there's smoke, there's fire, then there's people. Typically.
Yeah, Carl.
Is that in the direction of my teeth, the smoke? Just, the sense that I have?
Yes, it's the same.
Okay,
it's at the lodge.
Teeth.
This lasts for 10 minutes, then I've got a sense of where they're at.
Okay.
So.
Carl's flapping. He's like, all right, the chimney. Is that what we're doing?
Chimney it.
I think that is what we have settled upon.
All right. Okay. And so he starts flying away, and he flies kind of directly towards the house.
Mm-hmm.
Just flying, holding this pail of fish, and as he gets closer to the house, you hear like a roof, like a roof, and like a couple dogs you see are at the front, like resting on the porch, and they see Carl flying towards him and just start barking.
Shit, how many dogs are there?
There, you can see two of them. You're pretty far away, but you can make out two.
They're far away. They're over 60 feet away.
Yeah, you're still 115 feet, unless you guys have moved, wanting to move closer to the house at this point.
Probably been moving up, but I don't think.
I'm just upset that I forgot to bless. I was going to bless everybody before we got moving, but it's fine.
Well, Carl's flying. You could bless right now. We're not in any initiative order yet.
I could, but also that would break my concentration on my teeth. I just realized, so forget
You said
Carl.
60 feet out?
Is Carl 60 feet
Or,
out?
sorry, how far?
We're
Sorry, how far away are
115
the
feet
dogs?
from the
We're
dogs, is
115?
what he said.
Yep.
Okay. Shite.
Yeah, I was
So
gonna...
Carl flies, the dogs are barking, yipping, and Carl flies. He's able to fly out of the reach of these dogs. They're just kind of alerting the situation.
Well,
and Carl flies over.
There's a fucking T-Rex coming. What are you gonna do?
Then Carl
Watch
flies.
out! There's a lungfish T-Rex.
Carl flies over the house, and you can see him hovering above the smokestack, and looks back at you, kind of flapping his wings. And then you see him do this like shrug with his wings, like, all right, and he releases the bucket. You see the bucket drop, and you wait.
Yes.
For a second or two. Then all of a sudden, you hear this crash, this crashing, and then like a burst of the roof, like kind of like cracks. You see shrapnel flying. The dogs bark, and they run inside this lodge that is crash. And there you see the head of the Tyrannosaurus Rex kind of rip out through the side of it, and looking down, kind of like attacks downward with its jaw. And all of a sudden, after about a second of this, are you guys just watching this happen at this point?
Oh yeah. Absolutely. Just hands on the controls, not doing anything.
Take the popcorn out.
Just watching this happen at this point, and then you hear as this Tyrannosaurus Rex is ripping this house to shreds. It is bringing down a significant portion of the roof, and then crashes the front end of it. And so you're able to kind of see into this lodge, but still kind of far away, not really sure. It looks like kind of a long hallway. And then the T-Rex stands, and it's got a dog in its mouth, and kind of rips his head back and forth, and drops the dog and just lets out a wail. And then you hear behind him, and that massive bird, the massive bird that Claiborne had ridden out of here earlier, flies, rises up from behind the lodge, and then swoops down with its talons against the Tyrannosaurus Rex. And it's at this point that everyone needs to roll for initiative.
There we go.
Okay, so Toad, what was yours?
11.
And Kot?
17.
And Glubble?
11.
Glubble and Toad, please do a little roll off, just a flat D20.
6.
12.
Okay, so Toad will go before Glubble. Lizzie, what was your initiative?
8.
Okay. As you were watching this rock, essentially, this is the name of this bird, this giant bird, red plumage on its back and its wings, and blue on its front. It sweeps down and kind of swoops down onto this Tyrannosaurus Rex. And on its back, you see Claiborne as it's swooping down, and he fires off an arrow at the T-Rex.
That bastard! That's our T-Rex.
But I think the distraction's working just as planned.
He hits for... Okay, does 7 points of damage, and then you see him take another aim and shoot at the T-Rex. Yeah, he does another 10 points of damage to the T-Rex. And Kot, you are up.
I'll be honest, I have no idea what to do. I just want to let the T-Rex keep fighting him.
So yeah, you are currently 115 feet away from the lodge, which is really where the action is at. You could move forward. You could do any sort of action that helps your group at all, if you have anything like that.
Nope. Can I just pause?
Run forward, my friend, so we can get my
There's
teeth.
a T-Rex over there.
The beast
You
is
could delay.
distracted.
You could delay
All right.
and then be put later in the initiative order.
All right, I'll
you wanted
start.
to.
I'll start sprinting to go get my friend's teeth. That's my only interest.
I will keep you
Okay,
alive.
just-
Feel no
I'll just
fear.
start sprinting toward the house.
Here we go.
Eldath is with us.
Okay, what is your dash speed? How much can you go?
Where?
That's
do I-
double your walking speed.
Oh, 80. 80.
You got
then.
40 walking speed normal?
80?
Damn.
Okay. And so you move 80 feet.
Damn.
Forward.
Wait, pick me up before you go.
I can't touch you, right?
You dash forward and you
can touch
pass some
my
goats
armor.
on the goats on your left and right, and they, despite all the noise, they're just kind of
wake 'em up?
chewing, eating cud, watching you walk.
Actually, yeah.
them by.
Can I pick him up because I'm only going in there to help him find his teeth. So
Yes, but that affects your dash speed, doesn't it?
that's fine.
I think it's
weigh
gonna just
anything. Kidding me?
yeah, it'll give you it will we'll say it won't let you dash, but you'll be able to go if you use the action. Well, it's gonna be you can only move your movement speed if you pick them up. So that's essentially So you
Pick me
can't
up
dash.
and
then-
still do 40. I mean, that's
Yeah,
Can I use feline agility before I pick him up?
I think that's gonna be another. Is that a bonus action?
I think that's just a first turn of movement thing. You get maybe a little extra movement, right?
Whatever. Then I'll just go my normal speed. And I do want to throw him though. I want to throw him.
I don't think you can. I don't know if you can pick him
He's
up
2
and throw
feet.
him.
He's 2 feet.
It says
Yeah.
okay,
I'm
you
so
can.
strong,
You
let
should
me
be
use
able
my
to use.
strength.
You should be able to use your feline agility because it says your reflexes and agility allow you to move with a burst of speed. When you move on your turn in combat, you can double your speed until the end of the turn. So you could use your action to pick me up and then feline agility to double your speed. You just can't use this trait until you move 0 feet on one of your next turns again.
Okay. Yeah, I'll do that then.
Boom.
Okay. So what does that get you? That gets you.
That gets him the 80 feet, I think, while carrying me, if he uses the
Okay.
feline agility ability.
Gotcha. Okay, great. So you scoop up Toad on your back or whatever, then just like sprint forward.
Carefully. Touch only the armor, my friend. I'm just like trying to not touch him.
Okay. Like your arms are
Your
way up.
poisonous
My
skin or
frog
whatever.
legs are hanging down like I'm a Kermit the Frog puppet that no one's hand is in. Like,
You know, just overhead, overhead running with you.
Excellent. And so it is the rock's turn. The rock is swooping down with its talons,
that's the bird.
and it hits
Thanks.
the T-Rex.
Oh,
The T-Rex is
yeah.
going to just win for us, guys.
14
Yeah,
points of
better.
damage.
Oh, jeez.
I've been hoping the T-Rex will wreck everyone,
Yeah, just
so
do
we
all the
don't
work.
have to.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's what.
Hasn't damaged them yet.
It hits it with its talons, and you can see that it's kind of like, grabbing it, so it's like hard for the T-Rex to move, and then it rips into it with its beak. Oh man, it hits a nat 20 with its beak.
Oh, come on!
19 points of damage. It rips into the neck of this T-Rex and just like tears out a piece of its neck, and the T-Rex wails in pain.
The best
And-
laid plans
Whale, or
of
does a
people with
T-Rex?
polymorph.
It fishes. It's a fish.
Ah.
We got polymorph.
And
We
then,
turn it into a
Toad.
whale.
All right.
Toad, you're up, followed by Glubble.
All right, I moved 80 feet forward in Kot's hands. So how close am I now to the action of everything?
30 feet from the action.
Like 30 feet. How far am I from Claiborne?
35. 35 feet. He's still on the back of the rack.
He's
rock
up in the
point.
air on the top of the
Yeah.
rack? Okay.
The rock, yeah, sorry.
You're so poisonous. Why don't you just touch him?
I prefer not to poison people, Kot.
yeah, thank you.
I prefer non-violent solutions. Typically,
What would happen if he ate you?
Just shake his.
What would happen if I were to cast command on him to jump off of the bird? That's really what I'm curious about.
He's
I
about
like
20
that.
feet up.
Yeah, I mean, I don't suspect that would kill him, right? Like, just Toad's, I don't know, is that perception, wisdom throw if I think he would die from a 20-foot fall?
Toad has some wisdom about creatures in the Dungeons and Dragons world.
Yeah.
And he knows that creatures that are powerful and like beings that are powerful have a lot of health.
Yeah, so I don't.
And,
that's what I'm saying. Toad could do this without feeling like, oh, this is a horrible, violent murder that I'm doing. I can just get him off of the bird, separate him from the beast. It's just going to be a question of how good his wisdom is, I guess. But I mean, if I'm within range, why not do it, right? So I will.
Yes.
Creature. Ooh, okay. I can affect 2 creatures as well. It doesn't say when you cast a spell using spell slot at second level or higher, you can affect 1 additional creature for each slot level above first. Does that mean I give them the same command?
I would. So you use the It says you can affect 2 creatures with the command.
It just says you can affect 1 additional creature for each slot level above first.
I think it has to be the same command.
The same
I think that's
command.
Yeah.
What's an optimal command to give this
Bow
bird?
down in front of the T-Rex.
It has to be 1 word.
Yes.
So
That's it for the tears.
yeah. That's
Kneel.
Bow.
Kneel before Toad.
Suffer.
I could say separate to make them move away from each other, maybe?
That seems pretty smart. I think that would work.
All right.
DM says that would at least,
yeah.
would release the grapple that
There we go.
that the rock has on the T-Rex.
I'm casting command on both of them then.
Okay.
And I am saying in my throatiest
separate.
as I do it.
I imagine your bulbous throat like reaches in and it expands and separates. And Claiborne rolls his wisdom saving throw of 13.
He fails.
He fails. And so Claiborne jumps off and it's is it 2d6 per 10 feet? Is that what fall damage is? Let's see. Fall damage.
Anyone's gonna
5e.
know it's Dylan or you.
Yeah, it is.
What? I'm sorry, what was that? Fall
Fall
damage?
damage.
1d6 per
bludgeoning
10
damage
feet
for every
fall
10
into a
feet.
max of
So-
20d6.
Yeah.
He 8 points of bludgeoning damage
Yeah, that's not bad.
Not bad.
as he releases from the rock and falls straight down and hits on his back on the bottom of the floor of the lodge, this is the right side of the lodge. It is broken open by the T-Rex, and so everyone can clearly see Claiborne there, and he looks kind of in your direction as you casted the command. The rock separates its talons. It reaches out. It takes its talons out of the T-Rex and flies, kind of flaps its wings.
I mean, the lodge is destroyed. He didn't like land directly on like a piece of wood sticking up, did he? That just
He did not.
impales him.
He
He didn't get
did not
Master
get
Season
impaled.
1 from Buffy.
I gotta just. I keep hearing The Rock, and I know
know.
it's like the
Yeah,
big
it's the
eagle
bird
rock,
rock,
but I
the
keep
eagle, yeah.
imagining The Rock.
Can you
Yes.
smell what the rock is cooking?
Glubble,
Yes.
you're up.
Oh wait.
And then
Oh,
Lizzie
God.
is on
Okay,
deck.
so
that's not the end of my turn.
Oh, I'm
because
sorry. That's not the end
I
of
still have
Toad's turn.
movement, so I'm going 25 feet. I'm moving as close to my teeth as I can get. So in that
It's
direction.
still straight ahead.
Yeah. Well, then
And
I'm going
so-
25 feet straight ahead, buddy.
25.
How
Okay.
how far away am I from?
You're now within 10
basically
feet of the
anything?
T-Rex.
Friends.
I am. Okay.
Enemies.
Yeah. So yeah, Glubble is still in the far back here.
You're still like 115 feet back.
He's just
Yeah, you're
Here
like
I come.
115 feet back. 115.
okay. My big net. What is the range and the disadvantage range?
10-foot
on the throne.
Oh, it's not
Oh,
a
man.
thrown net. It's just a big, huge. It's not a It's not a net that you
Oh.
throw. It's like picture a big butterfly net. You know, like.
Oh,
so
okay.
sorry. It's like
Gotcha.
a two-handed
Okay.
That's why it has like bludgeoning damage.
Shoot.
That's why if you decide to hit with it, if you want to catch something with it.
Got it. I was curious. Okay. Yep, that makes sense. Okay, well, I've only got a 25-foot movement speed, so what I'm probably going to do is just move up to my movement, so 25 feet. And then if I'm within 60 feet of any of my allies or the T-Rex at that point, which I'm probably not if I was 150 feet back.
You're at least within range of Lizzie and
Me.
of Cot.
You are in range of Cot and Lizzie right now.
And Lizzie's going next.
Yeah.
In our
I'm after
turn
you.
order, at least, unless there's something
Yeah,
else
Lizzie-
that we
Lizzie
don't know
is-
about.
Okay.
Yeah, Lizzie's
Right.
next in the
Where's
turn.
Okay.
Carl?
Then I'm going to use my bonus action. So I'm going to move. I guess I can. I'm trying to think if I can dash. I guess I'll just dash. So 50 feet as my regular action. And then I'm going to use my bonus action after I move 50 feet forward. And I will use my bardic inspiration. So I'll whip out my bagpipes and play like a little tune.
Cool.
And inspire Lizzie. So let's see, 60 feet, gains 1 inspiration die, so 1d8 for 10 minutes. You can add it to 1 ability check, attack roll, or saving throw. Can be added after seeing the roll, but before knowing the outcome. And I believe it's only 1 at a time.
Cool.
And that's it for me. I'm just.
Great.
Running and playing. That's
Running
what
and
you do.
playing.
That's right. I'm just running in and then
Lizzie,
playing my bagpipes.
You are standing. You are on the back of your axe beak mount.
So what's the speed of an axe beak?
Axe beak has 50 movement speed.
Oh.
Let me.
Wait, Toad
Yeah, and
has
so
I'm sorry, I have a question. Did we
Yeah.
roll for the rock separating from the T-Rex?
I didn't roll for that because you
Oh.
gave a command.
Right, but
For
it
it
still
to
has to make a
separate?
wisdom saving throw as well, right?
Oh,
Before
Ed did
it's
not roll for
affected?
that.
That's sorry,
Okay.
it just popped in my
Yeah,
head.
I rolled for him and not
Scott.
for the rock.
sorry.
So
I didn't know if he separated or not. I couldn't remember if he actually did the separation. that
his
one.
wisdom.
could have cheated.
His wisdom roll was an 8,
All right,
so
well,
he
there you go.
separated.
Good. Sorry. Just making sure.
Okay. Yeah, back to Lizzie.
Okay, so I ride up 50 feet. That leaves me another 65 feet away. I'm going to summon Gordo, who materializes out of thin air as a fiery snake-like creature, but more abstract. Gordo, shows up about 30 feet ahead of me, and immediately, so that's my turn. I moved, summons my action, and then Gordo takes his turn after me and shoots a flame seed directly at Claiborne. That's a 15.
15 to hit.
Yeah.
That hits.
Alright, so it takes 8 fire damage.
Okay. That flame spear sizzles on Claiborne, and he takes a little fire damage. You hear some metal shifting. Toad, you kind of hear some metal moving. And then next you hear, you look at the T-Rex, separate actions here, but it's now the T-Rex's turn. And the T-Rex turns towards the rock and makes a bite attack and hits
Yeah,
hits
T-Rex.
the rock for 37 points of damage as it swipes with its jaw, clamps into the wing of the rock.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. I love when a plan comes together.
And as it takes that, giant chomp of the rock, it looks down and sees Claiborne standing right next to him, right behind, and whips its tail around at Claiborne and hits Claiborne for 15 points of damage. Hits Claiborne, and he rolls for dexterity.
To avoid the wooden stake that's on the ground.
Yeah.
Just because this is to avoid the wooden stake. And
Obviously,
he does
yeah, that makes sense.
he does not fall any further than the tail. The tail does hit him. Did I already say the damage? It was 20 points of tail damage. And so Claiborne, he just got wrecked. The rock just got wrecked.
T-wrecked.
The T-Rex turns and it's got blood dripping down its neck from its previous hit. It's not looking 100%, but it's definitely takes some hits as well. Carl is kind of flapping above everybody and kind of flapping around and like, just what the heck is about to happen here? What are we doing? And looks and flies over to Toad and says, "Here, take some of this." And you like see him like kind of cast a spell with his wings. It looks kind of strange. And a bear like spirit flies at you and absorbs into your body. And
Gosh,
you
it's
now
like the Power Rangers movie. Sorry.
and you feel this bear's endurance, and you gain 2d6 temporary hit points.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
You roll those?
And you also have advantage on Constitution checks
And I
until
have
the spell.
Go, Toad Ranger.
Constitution check.
Will enhance ability.
Dang. Wow. All right. Should I roll those 2d6 or are you rolling those
Oh, yep,
2d6?
I will roll it. I'll roll it, sorry.
Okay. Oh, I got 12.
Forget that I'm
Oh.
Incredible.
10 points of temporary.
Okay, wow. Still very good.
And that is Carl's turn. We're back up to Claiborne. Claiborne looks and stands up. He's just gotten wrecked by this Tyrannosaurus Rex. And he does he have a way of getting out a little bit? Because he's still in range of this T-Rex here. He does. And so you look as Claiborne looks up and he sneers at you. And as you're staring at him, suddenly he's gone.
Balls.
Not good.
But my teeth, I still sense them. My teeth are still there.
Your teeth.
Teeth are fine.
But those.
And that is going to be his turn. And now we are at Kot's turn.
Okay, where am I?
You
Like
are
20
within
feet
30
from
feet.
the action?
Yeah, let's see. You are...
You're 40 or 35 feet away from the action if you went 80
Yeah.
and you were 115 away.
Yep.
Is
So you're
there
30
any-
feet. You are 30 feet from the T-Rex. Not 35, but
Oh, sorry.
you were 35 from Claiborne where he was before, like when he was on the rock. I think that's a metric you're looking at, but
Yeah.
yeah, he's 30 feet away.
I'm just interested if I can hit the rock.
The rock is 35 feet away.
And how high up is it?
10 feet at this point.
Yeah, then I want to run forward enough so that I can attack the rock
Okay.
with my glaive. That's a 24 to hit.
24 to hit. That hits.
Bubble.
And 7 damage.
Not forget
And
my
then-
large friend who can attack twice.
Yeah, so I'm gonna attack a second time.
Although I don't
Shoot the
support the
rock
violence.
once again.
A little bit of violence.
That's a 28 to hit
Yep, that hits.
and a 15 damage.
15 damage?
15 damage.
Oh man, what? So you're using a greatsword, right?
Glaive.
A glaive. So you stab it and you get like right in the chest of this bird and it flaps and it drops down and it looks like it is weak. It is on its last leg here.
I wanted to let the T-Rex finish it off, though.
I think that's
And,
probably wise to let the T-Rex focus on it. Yeah.
It looks to you because you are standing right next to it, and it is the rock's turn, and
it's pissed.
and it is very angry. Did you rage by chance? You probably
I don't unless someone gets hurt that I care about.
okay. So it looks at you and immediately strikes with its beak straight forward. That's a 23 to hit.
What do I?
That's definitely
check?
gonna hit.
Yeah, that hits.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Armor class,
Wow.
yep.
The beak does 17 points of damage. And it bites you, and then it reaches a talon out and swipes a talon out at you, and that is a 20 to hit,
Okay, yeah.
and that does 15 points of damage.
Yikes.
So the rock rips into you, and with its on its last leg of life here, does quite a bit of damage to Kot. And Toad, you're up.
How's Kot's health looking after all that?
Am I allowed to tell you?
I mean, you're.
Tell him,
we can
tell
speak.
him
You can tell me if
how-
you feel really shitty or not. You
Yeah.
know, like you don't have to tell me the number.
I'm
I
feeling
feel
pretty
great.
Feeling like I want to go home, go fishing.
Go home. I'm how far away from him now?
You're 10 feet away.
10 feet away. Well, let's see here. I have the potion of healing. That I don't remember. We found in the bar. I could try chucking it to you, or I can just go over to you, I guess, and give it to you.
You could give it to him to drink as an
Yeah.
action. You have to be right up next to him.
Yeah. Well, that's why I was like, maybe he can just drink it on his turn, but I don't want to get my teeth, damn it. Fine, I
It's
will
an
go
action.
help my friend.
Well, it's an action to.
Yeah.
So yeah, one of you would have to take the action
Yeah,
to
yeah,
drink
yeah.
the potion. So.
I will go up to him. Wait, how much does this potion of healing do?
2d4 plus 2.
That's less than I could do if I just lay hands on him.
Lay your
myself.
poison hands on me.
Well, there's a chance you won't.
You could
get
do an object
poisoned.
interaction as well and give him the
Cure
potion
and
lay
also
hands,
poison.
Yeah. I'm gonna get up to him, and as my action, I'm gonna touch this creature to restore a number of HP remaining in my pool of health, and I'm just gonna heal you for 13 points of damage right there, because that's all the healing
Nice.
I have left in my pool.
Sounds good.
And then because I touched you,
Gracias.
that means. Hold on, what do you have to
Uh-oh.
make? Just trying to see.
Strength.
Strength?
Strength.
No,
Be strength.
oh, it's fine. It's just a DC 12 Constitution saving throw. You'll be fine. So just do a
14.
Constitution. There you go. You're fine. It didn't even affect you. So
Good. Bueno.
there you go. I have healed you for that, and I had to use 10 feet to get there. So I'd like to use my remaining 15 feet of movement, I guess, to try to get closer to my teeth, but not be in the direct path of this T-Rex.
So the T-Rex is in the middle of this lodge. There's
Yeah.
only 5 feet on either side of him,
Oh,
and so
good.
and the lodge is like there's like kind of some big stones. There's no easy way to get around like the side of the lodge, basically.
Well, I'd like to then instead try to find a piece of rubble to crouch down behind so the T-Rex does not bite at me on its next turn if
Okay.
I'm right here. So
Yep.
I'm just kind of trying to hide.
You go to the
obscure
left a little
myself.
bit, and
Yeah.
so do you want to be there's a piece of rubble right next to the right side of Cot. There's one that's 10 feet to his left. Do you want to go to the right?
I want to be right next to him. Is that within 5 feet of him?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I want then. Yes.
Okay. So you're within 5 feet. Gotcha.
Yes.
Okay. Glubble, you're up.
Okay. So trying to figure out where everybody is, and because I've got and where I'm at. So I have Wall of Fire that I can use my magic bagpipes for. Has a range of 120 feet, and I can summon it in a bunch of different ways, and it will do damage on one side versus the other. But I don't really know where everybody's at, where I can try and summon that so that I'm not murdering my friends, essentially.
So are you looking for is it a literal wall of
so
a line
it can form a wall. So it's a wall that's 60 feet long, 20 feet high, 1 foot thick, or it can be a ringed wall. So it can be a line, or it can be ringed. That would be 20 feet in diameter, 20 feet tall, and 1 foot thick. And then when it appears, they have to make a saving throw if they're in the area, yada, yada, yada. So what I would like to do is, if there's friends fighting right up against some of my enemies, like Claiborne or whatever, just summon that shit right on him.
Right. So you don't know where. So the last you saw of Claiborne,
but he's right.
He's gone. You're not sure where he is. You could use an action to try and piece together where he went. Try and do a perception. But could
I use detect magic to see if there's someone using an illusion charm within that area? Detect magic.
You could.
To see
I
if
think
I
that would take your
pinpoint.
action, but you could. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna do that then. I'm just gonna use detect magic to see if I can't figure out where some people are at. So detect magic, and I should probably be more forward. I don't know where I'm at.
Yeah. So you're right in the middle of the battlefield, but
okay.
Or not
so
the battlefield,
but
the main field.
Okay. I guess I'll move as close as I can towards the action. So for me, that's 25 feet towards it.
Okay.
And then I will cast detect magic. So it's presence of magic within 30 feet. If I sense it, I can use my action to see a faint aura around any visible creature or object, and learn the school of the magic. So if he's within the 30 feet, I'd know he's there, but I wouldn't be able to see where he is, essentially.
Okay.
If I'm reading that right.
And you sense magic, illusion magic, close to about 10 feet to your right.
Oh, bow monkeys. Okay.
It is close. It is close to you.
So I was he's somewhere nearby. Almost within my newly elongated arm's reach, and I'll
You are good at pointing.
metallic
Do your
arms.
gesturing.
Yeah, I'm good at gesturing. I'll do my gesture.
Yeah, you're gesturing.
I'll gesture around with my new long, elongated metal arms.
Those are very
So-
dexterous robot arms.
So Lizzie, you see this
Yes.
this thing gesturing to his right, and you are currently about 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 feet behind Glubble.
Okay.
Can I also use has Lizzie used the bardic inspiration yet?
I have not.
Okay, I will give bardic inspiration if I can with my bonus action to somebody who is within range of me that's an ally.
Who is?
But
I think everybody's
don't
in
know.
range. Yeah, I think everybody's in range
Okay.
right now.
I'm gonna give it to Toad,
I'm just
and
flush
that's
with
all of
buffs. That's
all
a
my bardic
D8,
inspiration.
you said?
Yep,
Okay.
and that's it. That's all I'm doing.
Okay, Lizzie.
So, Bubble is gesturing at a area around him.
General range.
A 10-foot area sort of around.
Well, casting a big thing of fire does not seem like a great idea. Or does it?
You never know.
That's like completely around. Like I don't have a direction. I could just straight up just spell his magic again.
Hey.
Use my last 3rd level slot. but that would help quite a bit. Yeah, and might as well do that. I'm gonna dispel magic. It's 120 feet, so I can do it. Yeah, I'm gonna point at that area and try and dispel some illusion magic.
Okay. There's no roll for that, right? Just dispels.
If it's third level or lower, yeah.
What?
Yeah. If it's third level spell or lower.
Oh,
It's
it is
fourth.
kind of a different ability, so it will work.
Okay.
But we'll, because it is, it will work. And you dispel magic, and you see Claiborne like holding his bow and kind of like trying to like in mid sneak form, like kind of like hunched over, and like looks and looks up at you and notices that he's noticeable now. He's 10 feet from Global, directly to his right. And there's kind of, within 30 feet basically of the Tyrannosaurus Rex. And anything else on your turn, or is it Gordo?
That's just my action. Bonus action will be to command. So how far is he away from Global?
10 feet from Glubble, who is
10 feet.
Who's how far from Lizzie?
So you want to know how far away he is? He's I can tell you in a second.
From Global, not from myself.
He's 10 feet from Global.
Possible I could teleport Global away. Do you want to get out of there, Global, or do you just want to attack him?
Glubble is ready to rock. This guy,
Alright.
killed one of my kind. I stole the suit from a corpse. We're ready to go.
Okay, let's do this then. So Gordo's just gonna shoot another flame seed. That's a nat 20.
Nat 20!
Nice.
Sick.
So that's how does that work in 5e? Is that double dice, or is that
What's our rule for nat 20s, Kyle?
Double the dice damage. So you can basically
so
roll double dice.
Yeah, roll the dice twice, but add the normal thing.
Oh, nice. That's a 9. That's 12 fire damage.
12 fire damage. Great.
Yeah.
Is that your turn?
Yep.
Good. You hear this metal moving, clunk, 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 and you see the suit of armor that had been following Claiborne with its green gem in the center of its armor. And Claiborne, you remember he has that big green amulet around his neck. And this shield guardian walks up to the Tyrannosaurus Rex and just lays a punch into him.
What the fuck?
Oh no.
And that's a 20 to hit, which it does, and does 16 points of damage. Solidly hits this T-Rex. And T-Rex is starting to look like he's not looking so great. And that is its turn. The T-Rex hit by the suit
mech?
of armor, but thirsting for blood in front of it with the rock, opens its mouth and chomps down on the giant bird for 18 to hit. With its bite damage, this rock had 1 HP left, and it did 48 points of bite damage.
What a waste.
Rips into this bird, shakes it, and throws it. After you hear a large crack, the bird flaps around and off to the side, out of the lodge, and the T-Rex turns and wails a giant roar, victorious roar, and then sweeps and hits its tail against the iron suit of armor for 24 to hit, which hits and does 18 points of damage to this shield guardian, you might call it. And Carl is flying above. He looks and he sees Claiborne, and he decides, all right, it's my shot, and he flies towards Claiborne.
Carl.
Yep, Carl the Aarakocra. And he lays his talons into Claiborne and casts Shocking Grasp. Lightning goes from its talons, delivers a shock to Claiborne. It's got to make a melee spell attack. Oh, it rolled a nat 1. Oh, Carl, he missed.
Did he have?
Curse you, Carl.
That one.
He doesn't have Claiborne does not have any metal on him. No armor, metal armor.
Darn.
It misses and whiffs past him, and then Carl kind of like, oh shit, and he flaps his wings really hard, and a gust of wind flies, and he flies 10 feet up without provoking any opportunity attacks right above Claiborne. And it is back up to the top of the turn order. Claiborne looks and sees poor Cot laying kind of standing there, pretty viscerally beaten up. And Claiborne takes an arrow from his quiver and fires an arrow at him. And as he fires the arrow turns into a lightning bolt. And the lightning bolt flies straight at Cot.
Cool.
And it is going to be 25 to hit.
Yeah, that definitely hits. I gotta go.
I know. And so this lightning bolt flies at you and does 21 points of lightning damage.
I
I'm
would
glad
like
you
to
healed
use
me.
a reaction to this
Okay.
assault on my friend and channel my divinity to rebuke the violent, which means that now he has to make a wisdom saving throw, and on failure, he will take radiant damage equal to the damage he just dealt.
Shit.
And, what is it? He has to make a DC 14 wisdom saving throw. He takes
Okay.
half damage if he
Let's
succeeds
go.
still, so...
Okay, wisdom saving throw. Here we go. It is, a 17.
All right, well, that succeeds, but he still takes half of that 21 damage as radiant damage himself.
Okay.
Not bad.
All right. I gotta go.
Okay.
Do I stop my
Are you
audacity right now?
up? You are up right now. So
It is my turn right now.
Yeah. Just leave your stuff going for right now, Will, in case you somehow magically come back or something before we're done,
Okay.
so this lightning bolt hits Cot, and he takes half damage from that.
No.
But
That's not what happens. Cot
sorry.
takes the full damage, but Claiborne takes half damage of that amount as well. That's what Rebuke
gotcha.
the Violent was
Okay.
doing, was shifting, so he takes
11 points.
Yeah,
or
damage
10
himself.
points.
Repeat the
Yes.
violence.
So,
Okay.
Yeah, Cot
More
still took
violence.
21, and then Claiborne
Response
took
to
that radiant,
violence.
Yes.
Okay. Did he applied that damage to himself? I think. Yeah, he did. So, okay. So as that lightning bolt hit Cot, it actually sprays out, and anything within 10 feet also takes some damage. And so that is going to be
That's me. I'm within
Toad.
5 feet.
Yep. So Toad, you are going to take.
No saves, no nothing. I'm just taking this. How dare you.
Yep. So you make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay, thank you. 16.
And his 2-hit was 25. So unfortunately, that does not work.
Almost. It was really close.
He rolled really
Shoot, I
high.
could have
That-
used my inspiration. That
A
wouldn't have
2d8
mattered.
was pretty high. So it was 13 points of lightning damage
Okay.
you take. Also within 10 feet of him was the T-Rex.
No!
And the T-Rex,
Oh,
he's not going to be able to beat the AC.
It's-
So he takes that 13
Bubbles,
points
no!
of damage as well. And that 13 points of damage to the T-Rex, he is looking really, really rough.
But he's not
Oh,
dead
hell no.
yet.
Not dead
Hold
yet.
up.
Time to feed a T-Rex.
changing
a
my
very
whole
healing.
plan.
Very
Wait.
rough.
Changing
We
my
still,
whole
have a, we
plans.
still have a moment in which he can double his size.
Ooh, enlarge the T-Rex now while he's fighting this
Yes! Yes! Make him
That's
bigger!
awesome. It is Cot's turn. And Cot stands up and he rages. It's time.
well, that's not how Cot... Oh, wait, I took damage, so Cot would
Or that
rage.
is
Yeah.
not, because...
No,
yeah,
I
you
took
did take
damage, and I'm his
Gotcha.
friend, so he would rage.
So he turns and looks to you and "Roar!" this just feline 500-pound tabaxi picks up its glaive and he is going to so feline agility get him some extra movement speed. Is that what
He
we
can't...
said?
I think he can use it, yeah, because... No, he hasn't... Has he taken a
he
turn where
move?
he didn't move at all?
He moved last turn.
I think he moved last turn to come up and attack the bird. And then,
Right,
and so no, you can't
And then he's
feline
just been
agility.
hit.
You
Okay.
just have his normal.
So he can't feline agility. He has 40 feet of movement speed.
Still pretty
When
good.
he get there, he can. He gets right up to Claiborne, and he thrusts his glaive at Claiborne for a 13 to hit.
What is every time he's
Jeez.
rolled, it's been like 28s nonstop, and then you roll all of
And
a
then I roll.
sudden. It's 13.
Well, guess what? It hits.
Okay, Claiborne's AC
Oh.
is hella low.
What tricks does he
And
have up his sleeve
does
then?
10 points
Nice.
of damage on that first one. And swings his glaive a second time, right? Because he gets 2 actions.
Yes, he gets
I think he gets 2 attacks. For a 27 to hit for 16 points of damage. And Claiborne takes it a couple times. Claiborne's still standing fairly strong, guys.
Okay.
Looking fairly good still. It is Toad, you're up.
Okay. Where am I at in relation to anyone? I guess right now.
You are right where Cot was
So I'm near
basically.
the
So you're within
T-Rex.
10 feet of the T-Rex. Right on the other side of the T-Rex is this suit of armor shield guardian attacking him.
Okay. And how far away am I from that shield guardian? I guess.
25 feet.
Okay. Well, that's my exact movement speed, isn't it?
Yeah, you will have to go around the T-Rex.
Okay.
Because the T-Rex kind of takes up most of the space in this lodge.
Yeah, that
so you
makes
won't be able to
sense.
kind of get around it.
That's fine. I mean, I'm not going to, I guess, leave the T-Rex's area at this point. I don't think.
Yeah.
So, I suppose I would try to fight the giant robot because I don't have to feel bad about fighting like a suit of armor. I can do violence to things that don't appear, sentient on their own, I guess.
Yeah.
Or is that the vibe I get? Can I make like a perception roll looking at that thing? I guess.
If it's alive?
If I get the sense of it's like alive or if it's some sort of just construct.
Yeah, sure. That's a 15.
Yeah.
Is that what you rolled?
Yeah.
Yeah, that it is. You don't sense anything alive about it.
Well then,
You sense this is a construct.
let's get down on it and move as close to it as I can. If that sounds good to you. Mm-hmm. Is it immune to poison?
I don't know. How would you? I don't know.
I mean, all right. Well, either way, it doesn't matter because since I don't have to feel bad about this thing, I'm just gonna lick my rapier to get my slimy poison
awesome.
stuff on it, and then
Have at you vile construct.
and I'll make an attack roll against this.
I'm just,
Yeah. What?
I'm just imagining the like taxidermy frogs that are like dueling. Have
Yeah.
you seen those?
Yeah.
That is 100% what I'm picturing right now.
All right. When I do this, this first attack to hit is a 12 to hit.
A 12 to hit.
Yeah.
That does not hit, unfortunately.
Okay.
Glances off the armor.
Now, whatever. And I'll make another one. I have 2 attacks. Let's try again. What about a 16 to hit?
16 hits.
All right. And I also need it to make a Constitution save of. It has to beat a 12 or DC 12.
And it rolls a 13.
All right. So it succeeds on that. So never mind. It just gets 10 damage from my rapier then.
Okay, you
Right.
find one of the separations in its armor and thrust it in there, and feel like you get some of the the hard metal that's kind of holding it together to break, and so you've got it for 10 damage. Great. The T-Rex looks at the shield guardian and reaches down for the bite attack, and unfortunately misses the shield guardian. Whiffs. Right over the top. Rolled terribly. Just awful. And then
You got your tail, T-Rex. You can get him.
and
You can do it.
it
believe.
looks, and it is enraged, and it is right next to you.
I don't think
And
so.
it is not happy.
I don't
and
think
it-
I've done anything. to
And
it.
unfortunately, a T-Rex cannot attack the same target with both of
Oh.
its abilities.
I see. Okay.
And so it whiffs, and as it whiffs, it swings its tail, and is a 27 to hit
Yeah, that'll hit.
and whaps
Are
you
you sure?
for 20
Double
points of
check.
damage.
How much?
I was gonna heal
20
Bubbles,
points
but
of
I'm not
damage
so
with its
sure.
tail.
Okay. It needs to also make a DC 12 to see if it got poisoned by my skin.
Constitution?
It's gonna fucking hit me. Yeah, Constitution.
11.
All right, well it failed then, so it's poisoned. I don't remember what that
Okay.
does in
It has
5e.
disadvantage on
on
attacks,
touch-up.
I believe.
Boom. How about that? You wanna fucking touch me, baby.
Oh, poor Bubbles.
Yeah. Ouch. That hurt. I don't
Yep,
like that.
disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks. So it's poisoned for how long?
Nice.
For 1 minute.
For 1 minute.
Yeah.
Okay. So Carl, did you take
Is
away
that where it repeats
some
at
of that
the end of
damage
its
from your
turn?
what? What'd you say?
Does it repeat the save at the end of its turn, or is it just 1 minute?
It just says it's poisoned for a minute if it doesn't make
So
the
it's
save.
poison.
Dang.
T-Rex is just poison
Sweet.
now.
Shouldn't touch
So-
me.
Nice.
It's it fault.
Carl is
Don't
right
touch
above
me, bro.
Yeah.
right above Claiborne, and he is. Did you took away your temporary hit points, right?
I did those when the lightning struck me. Yes. So
Okay, gotcha.
I've taken 33 damage in the time that I've been standing here. So
It is.
Does Lizzie
going
still have
to-
polymorph?
are there any more left?
We
on
used
that?
to. We used. Yeah.
Did it
fizzled
break?
out.
Did he tell us that it broke after
Oh,
we did
right,
it?
it broke. Or the enlarge.
Yeah.
We could,
We
because
still
I
have the
heard that
enlarge.
Carl is a fat, short eagle. Which how fat could we make Carl with the enlarge? Just throwing it
he's
out
a small
there.
creature. It'd only go up to medium.
Ah, okay, never mind.
But Carl flaps his wings. A bear kind of rushes from him, and he casts it on Kot and gives him bear's endurance.
Nice.
2d6.
Sweet.
That's pretty. So he gets 7 more points of damage, 7 temporary hit points, and Carl's gonna flap his wings a little bit further away. He's kind of not wanting to be right next to Claiborne, and flaps about 20 feet away from him. That is Carl's turn. Claiborne looks, and Kot is right in front of him. He is going to look at Kot and sneer at him and kind of look at him and place a hunter's mark on him. And then he's going to reach to his side, actually, and take out a scimitar. And he is going to take that out and swing it at him for 26 to hit, which does hit.
Jeez.
That is
Woo!
6 points, 11 points of damage plus his hunter's mark, which is 1d6 more damage. So 11 plus 6, so 17 points of damage. And then he is going to swing again on Kot for 24 to hit.
Woo.
And
Ay
how
caramba.
do you get rid of the dice? There we go. Wouldn't let me click on what I want to click. For 11 plus 2, 13 points of damage, and Kot is
any of that halved?
down. Oh, yeah, because he's raging. You're right.
Yeah.
So it
It's
was
like,
raging.
Damn, he's really
So-
taking it right now.
Yeah.
So that was
It was 13 plus 17, right? So it would be 15 damage total on all that.
okay. 15 points of damage. So Kot's still up.
Ah.
Yep.
Should
Kot is
probably
still
get
up.
up in there.
You're not getting
And-
rid of the cat that easily, all right?
And that is Claiborne's turn. It is Kot's turn. Kot immediately turns to him and hits him with a 17 point to hit with his glaive.
This seems fair.
That does 14 points of damage, Claiborne. And then swings his glaive again for
Nice.
a 19 to hit, which does hit for 7 points of damage. And that is Kot's turn. It is Toad, you're up.
Is it really my turn again? It feels like it's so soon. Did we do everyone's turns?
Wait, no, we didn't do everyone's turns.
I was gonna say this just doesn't seem right.
Yeah, I
was just
skipped
saying.
ahead. Yeah, that's dumb. Okay,
Like,
so
what is going on? I don't remember.
Why did
I was like, did I
Carl-
zone
Did I
out
miss a
large
turn?
Again.
chunk?
oh no, you hit the T-Rex, and so I jumped forward to the T-Rex. That was
I
dumb.
didn't
That
hit
was my
the
bad.
T-Rex.
Okay.
T-Rex hit me, if you'll recall.
Yeah,
I
and
hit the
the-
robot.
He smacked you.
So that was we jumped way ahead. So
I was
Global-
gonna say, what
yeah,
the hell happened there?
Yeah, Global and I think we missed one.
So we'll just skip all those turns and be able to go back in time. So or like not. We'll continue what they did. Toad, you're up. Or not Toad. Global, you're up.
Yeah, okay. We'll have Global
All
and
right,
Lizzie
so
go, and then me.
the the stone that these armored entity construct, whatever it is, has, and that Claymore has, do they look like stones that would be potentially affected by the stone shape spell, or are they more like gemstones or some other thing that would not be affected by
It's a
such
gemstone in the amulet.
thing?
The amulet he
Yes.
wears is a gemstone.
Damn. Okay. Well, that's out. Okay. I think honestly my best option here, depending on where people are, so I can try and wall of fire and keep Claymore contained, but it depends on the positioning of all my party members. Because
Pat
essentially
is
with
right up on
wall
him,
of fire,
and you are 10 feet away from him.
okay. I mean, if I could put it like literally right on him, but even then, it's still 5d6 fire damage, so I could
Can you net
pull
him?
that, or
Yeah, you could.
I'm
net
gonna
him.
try. I can net him, but it won't deal nearly as much damage as the fire wall. Or I can try something
Restraint.
really unusual, and it probably won't work. But if it does work, it could go really, really well, which is
I
what
like the
I'm
sound of
all
that.
about. So what I am gonna do is try and use Charm Person on Claymore here.
So true.
Claiborne. Yeah.
Claiborne.
We don't need to respect
so this
him
would
by
be
saying his name correctly.
telling his
All
real
right?
name.
Not this-
He's Claymore. He's a murderer. He's just a weapon. So he does roll with advantage, but it's a Wisdom saving throw, and I don't have a high. My spell save DC is 13, so it probably won't work. But if it does, we're in for a good
It's
time.
good. Okay. Is this charm person work
And-
out in combat, right?
I think
It
that's
does?
why he has advantage.
Yes. That's
Okay,
why
gotcha.
he has advantage. And I'm going to cast this. Let's see, second level power. I'm going to use my third level spell slot, and I'm also going to target his buddy with the gemstone.
Hell yeah.
And see. Oh wait, that says humanoid, and I probably know. I would guess I know that's not a humanoid.
It's a construct.
so I guess I'll just
yeah.
do.
yeah.
Okay,
Oh.
yeah, I'm just gonna do Claymore.
Okay,
I'm just gonna do Claymore and see what happens.
great.
So
So,
this is
he does a
13,
wisdom
but he
save
rolls with
with
advantage.
advantage.
Yep.
His first was a 9.
Ooh, okay, come on.
Come on, baby.
His
Let's
second
go.
is a 16.
Oh!
Ah! Damn it. All right. Well, I played my bagpipes really hard to try and get him to like me, and it didn't work. So all I've got left, I don't have any more bonus actions. He's 10 feet away from me,
Mm-hmm.
and I've been seeing him like wreck the living crap out of my friends. Glubble is going to just be waddling backwards a good 25 feet away.
Okay.
Because no. Hard pass.
Great. So you're waddling backwards and you get to the edge of like the rocks, like behind you is kind of churning water. So, but it's like
Perfect.
It's like
even better.
10 feet down with like rocks though.
Global's gonna
So it's
jump,
not-
and it's just
yeah.
me and Lizzie left fighting.
I'm just gonna swim away.
Lizzie, you're up.
Onto the sea.
Do I want to get up in his face? Because everyone else has been beaten up pretty bad. Take some heat off. Yeah. On the axe beak, I'm gonna run up to them and cast a burning hand spell. Raise my claws and fire spreads from them. How close is the armor dude to them?
The what?
Either the armor, the construct.
The construct. You're going up to Claiborne or
Claiborne? Yeah. Yes.
The construct is pretty far from him. 5, 10,
Okay,
15,
so-
20, 25, 30, 35,
Yeah.
40, 50.
All right, we're
60,
good.
55. Yeah.
Yeah. Real fire. Okay, so Claiborne needs to take a Dex saving throw. 15.
Okay.
Save.
Claiborne tries to avoid it and rolls a 7.
There we go. Oh my gosh, that's some poor damage. That's 8. Ooh, 1 and a 2 on 6s.
8 damage.
8 fire damage. Yep.
Okay.
And then Gordo. Yeah, just cast another fire seed.
Fire.
More fire, all fire. Ooh, that's a 19. Yeah, that's a 26, so that'll probably do it.
Yep. 26 hit. Yep.
And does another 8 fire damage.
Okay.
All right.
The baby, not the baby, the shield guardian.
The baby.
We're hitting a baby now. What have we
The
done?
shield guardian,
It's another illusion. Oh
which
my
I may,
Oh my god.
It was a
which I may
baby
have
all
changed the
along.
stat block to be less powerful, and I called him baby shield guardian in my notes, so that's why maybe. But the shield guardian turns
just a
and looks
baby.
at the T-Rex. The T-Rex, after taking that poison damage, is like swaying a little
No.
bit. Its jaw's a little bit lax, and the shield guardian goes for an uppercut.
Am I within 5 feet of this?
Yeah, you are.
Okay, then I would like to use my reaction. Oh my gosh, where is it? My interception fighting style to reduce the target that that anyone within 5 feet of me takes by 1d10 plus 3.
That's the amount of damage.
I can reduce it by 1d10 plus 3 if they're within 5 feet of me and I have a shield or a weapon on me.
Okay.
If it hit.
It does hit.
Okay.
And
then I'm gonna reduce whatever damage it does by 10 because I rolled a 7. So
by 10.
yeah,
Okay.
he does 10 less damage than whatever he was doing, I guess.
Great. It's like this shield guardian does the most perfect uppercut on this T-Rex and hits it on its jaw, and it like goes up, but you see her like force, like it's like a pillow in between, and it just poof, but glances off, and the T-Rex wobbles and still is standing.
Hi, there we go.
Got us some crazy rolls there with that. So, and the T-Rex looks slack-jawed at the shield guardian, and makes a bite attack.
I love you, Bones.
24 to hit, and chomps down onto it, and
T-Rex.
it had 32 hit points left, and it bit down for 32 hit points.
Hell yeah.
Crunches.
That's the
It
worst.
takes the shield guardian in its mouth and just crashes, and the metal falls out of its mouth. And it
Get out of here,
stands
baby.
down, and it walks,
rewards
Let's go.
the non-violent approach.
and
Stop the
the
violence
T-Rex
and
just
steps
stops
in.
and roars, roars in the air. And we are skipping ahead to Toad's turn because there was some extra turns that like Carl took. Yeah. So and Claiborne. So it is Toad, your turn.
Perfect. I'd like to use my action to disengage with the T-Rex and run move 25 feet toward Claiborne, away from the T-Rex.
25
right now.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my max movement I can do. So that's
You're still you're going to be 25 feet away from him right now.
that's
So-
good. And then I'm going to. Oh, never mind. I can't do anything else, right? Because I disengaged. So never mind.
Bonus.
I was gonna get. I don't think I can bonus action dump out the bottle of slippery oil behind me as I'm going, so the T-Rex can chase me.
Just toss it over your shoulder.
Exactly.
There you go.
And so yeah, so you okay, so you use your turn. That's it. Yeah, and it's Global's turn.
Okay.
So Global, you're up.
Oh man. Okay. At this point, do I have an area where I can trap one of my enemy in my wall of fire?
Your goddamn wall
or
of
are my
fire.
friends still too close? I want this wall
If you
of
do
fire
the
so
line
bad.
straight in front of you, the line will go from you to Claiborne because it's 1 foot wide, right?
It is 1 foot wide, but can I separate like me and my friends from him?
I mean, if it's just
And
a
it
long
also- if I
ass
summon it on his
him, right? I don't.
like if I
Lizzie will
summon
be
it
on the
on
right,
his
and everybody else will be on the left.
balls. What if I
If you
summon it as a
do it
diagonal?
on him, if you do it on him, he's up against the rocks, and it'll be like a wall of fire between like on him, and then behind him will be the rocks. So he'll have to step forward. But
through the
yeah,
wall of
there's
fire.
nothing that,
But then when he
there's
steps
nothing that
forward,
can
it's not
separate
really
him.
going to do anything.
But Lizzie will be
Okay.
stuck on the opposite side.
Don't worry,
than the
babe.
rest
I
of
can
us.
I can deal with that.
I would
I
say
got
fire
this.
probably
Okay,
isn't a big deal to Lizzie.
Yes.
So maybe separate Lizzie, but do the wall of fire. I don't know.
The other one I'm looking at is wind wall. Smaller, yeah, that's really good. Keep saying. But here we go. Loose light wind materials brought into the wall fly upward. Arrows, bolts, and other ordinary projectiles launched at targets beyond the wall are deflected upward and automatically miss. So I feel like that would be very beneficial. But I probably want to summon it a little bit away from him. If me and at least I think Toad is back away from our nemesis over here, I would just summon the wind wall in a line. So it's a 50-foot long, 15-foot high, 1 foot thick wall that I would just summon in between. And essentially, if he tries to fire arrows at us, they just fly upwards.
Okay, so like it's kind of it will be in between you and Toad, and Cot and Lizzie will still be right next to Claiborne.
Okay, that's fine. They can run through the wall if they want. And it
Okay.
doesn't say that they take damage if they run through it. It's only when it comes out that it deals any kind of damage.
Okay.
So I am just going to do that, and that's about everything that I can do on my turn. So I will do that, and then I'm just going to back... I'll just hang out where I'm at. So that's it. Just summon in wind wall. I'll just blow my little bagpipes and summon this big old wall of wind to try and separate me and Toad from
Did
the
I die?
arrows of death.
You're still
yet.
up,
You're still
Still
up,
up?
Cot. Don't worry.
despite my best efforts, Cot.
Yes.
Well,
Thank
not
you,
my
Rage.
best efforts, because Carl healed him a little bit and gave him
That's
some
true.
hit
Your
points,
medium
so
efforts.
my medium efforts.
There's a big wind wall now, and the T-Rex ate
Yes.
the robot guy for us because I stopped him from killing the T-Rex at the last second with my fighting style. Yeah.
Nice. Is it just Claiborne then?
And the T-Rex, but it's pretty
Okay.
weak. So
pretty weak.
hopefully it will just leave. I don't know.
Just
Maybe
walk
I
away.
can animal handle it after all.
Yeah, you are raging now too because I got
I got
electrocuted
this.
by the arrow that shot
Okay.
you before you left.
Lizzie, you're up.
All right. So I'm right beside Claiborne, and he's beside the wind wall, but it doesn't damage him if he goes into it.
You guys are on the. You guys are on the. You guys are in front of the wind wall. You're just right next to him.
Yeah, it won't
Okay.
do damage if you go through it, is what Dylan said.
Correct. It's only when it's summoned that it deals any damage, so you should be good to walk through it.
Okay. It's right up against me, so I'm gonna thunderclap. Make a big thunderous boom right in his face. And he has to make a con 15 saving.
Constitution 15. Does not. He fails.
He takes 11 thunder damage.
Oof.
Everyone hears a magnificent boom from 100 feet away. Anyways, and then, Gordo flies up beside Claiborne and teleports me
Nice.
15 feet back behind the wall. And Cat, if Cat wants to be out of the way, unless Cat wants to stay in melee range. Up to you. Want to be teleported away.
When I left, I had 15 hit points. Is that still the case?
You have
Does
7.
anything happen?
You had 7. You were down to 7, I think.
I'm at 7
Yeah,
now.
You're at 7 now.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I want to.
All right.
Yeah,
See,
get me out of there.
Okay, that's why. That's why I wanted to make sure.
You're raging.
That's why I was doing this.
thinking clearly. He's got to check.
All right.
Yeah.
So we teleport 15 feet back towards our allies, and he has to make a Dex 15 saving throw.
He does?
Yes, as we all teleport in a burst of flame, he
Oh, I see. Okay.
Possibly takes
Dex
some
saving
damage,
throw is 16.
well, he does not take any damage then.
No damage.
All right, but we teleport back.
Okay. Carl. Carl sees that he is up against the rocks. And Carl flies and he whips his wings out and casts gusts at him. And he has to take a strength saving throw or he's going to be pushed 5 feet backwards. Which would not be good for him.
You said he's right on the cliff edge, right?
Yeah, the opposite cliff edge that you're on, basically on, and in between is the field. So he blows the wind, and Claiborne's able to stand firm and does not get pushed, and Carl's gonna fly backwards through the wind wall, kind of to be on the other side of it, and Claiborne stops. And he looks, and he's looking, and you guys can look and see him, and he is looking pretty torn up and beat. And he looks, and he's holding his bow and his sword, and he drops them, and he yells, and he's yelling kind of loud because there's a lot of wind happening with this wall, and he says, "You pathetic creatures, you embarrassments of the animal kingdom, with your sharp teeth, your piercing claws, and your natural instincts. You give up all of that for what? To be like us? To be like humans? You abandon the sacred food chain, the one place that everything makes sense for passivity, to make music, to cook. And you, frog, you're a grung. You exist in a society of animals, and yet you abandon this too? I've seen your jar of teeth. There are far too many of them for you to seek repentance." And you start to see his orange mustache that he has starts to grow into the sides of his head and into his hair, and his hair starts to turn orange, and you see these white and black stripes start to form.
It's Demon King Ganon.
What I wouldn't what I wouldn't give to be fully like you, to be born a natural predator, to be born like this. And the orange hair overtakes his face. His hands become paws and sharp claws extend from his fingers, and he lifts his head and growls with the face and claws of a Bengal tiger. And he immediately, his legs turn as well, and he starts to run directly at Cot in front of him. And he does a pounce through the wind wall, and does an attack throw.
Perfect. I gave him some running
And that's
jump.
a 9 to hit.
That ain't hitting shit.
Okay,
And
that
does
doesn't
not
hit.
hit. And he whiffs past. He just whiffs past Cot and turns towards Lizzie, who is right next to Cot, and swipes a claw for a 7 to hit.
No.
He's
And
the
misses.
most pathetic tiger I've ever seen.
Yeah.
He was better as a
roars.
person. Go back.
What have you given up?
And that's Claiborne's turn.
Whose turn's next?
Cot.
All right, things aren't looking good for me, but I'm gonna do what I can, and I'm gonna attack with my glaive. Can I attack like thrice in rage, or does it give me?
You've got.
Or is it just like a +2?
It's just
to
+2 things.
the
but,
damage.
what does this do again?
+2 melee damage with strength weapons, resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, slashing damage. I don't know what that means, but anyway, attack it with
You
my
can
glaive.
do I think you can do a third one if you frenzy, because you can do another attack as a bonus action. If this is a frenzy rage, which is what you took, then
Okay, well-
yes.
That first one was a 19 to hit.
That hits.
Cool. And then it's the normal dice plus 2. Is that how it's gonna work?
What? For
So it's 16, but then because I'm raging, it's plus 2, right? So 18.
yes. Yeah, because you double your proficiency. Yep.
Yeah.
Cool. So 18 damage. Then I'm gonna attack again.
Do it.
26 to hit.
Yeah.
12 damage.
And then you can do a third one as a bonus action.
You know what?
now,
Yeah, sure, I'm
because-
going to. I'm going to. Screw this guy. I've been away for too long. That's a 13 to hit, though.
That hits.
Bueno.
Woo!
Take this tiger down.
9 damage.
And Kot, how do you want to do this? For Claiborne Khan, this weary-looking tiger who has missed his last 2 attacks. Cat on cat action.
Cat on cat action. The only way I know how. I'm gonna take out my fishing pole. I'm gonna jam the hook in his mouth, and then I'm just gonna cast it out past the wind wall. We're next to a canyon, right?
Next to there's a 10-foot cliffside into some water.
Okay, yeah, so over the cliffside, and then I cut the line, and so he's just floating out in the water.
While he does it, I make a gesture to the T-Rex. Just try to get it to
Go on, boy.
You see, you cast him out into the water, and
Actually,
Oh,
wait,
go ahead.
how close is the T-Rex? Can I just cast him at the feet of the T-Rex
you can.
instead?
You absolutely can.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that instead.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna let you do that in lieu of the damage, for that. And so if you'd like to kind of instead of do the damage to kill him, you'll do that, and he's essentially incapacitated, but he's
1
still
HP in
1
front
HP
of the.
in front of
Yeah,
the T-Rex.
I'm gonna do that and trust the T-Rex.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
Would you guys
Shall
like
we-
to?
Bubbles.
So we have Toad,
Go,
Global,
Bubbles,
Lizzie,
go.
and then the T-Rex. Do you guys want to? Would any of you would you like to do anything on a turn before the T-Rex?
I want to throw my oil bottle at the tiger's area, so it's slippery ground, so he can't get up and run away if the T-Rex misses.
Okay, great. Awesome. And Global, do you have anything you'd like to do?
Let's see. What have I got? I guess I'm just gonna play a song that makes you hungry on my conch ocarina. I don't know
there
what
we
the,
go.
like
Great.
Some dinner time
like
music. It's like-
the Hobbit
Dinnertime music.
the Hobbit dwarf song, like crack the dishes or whatever. That one, yeah.
Beautiful.
Amazing. And Lizzie, would you like to do
Just
anything?
encouraging it.
I would like to enlarge this T-Rex.
Great.
For the final
Yes.
final chomp.
This is amazing.
From huge
Yeah.
to what? What do you become after that?
Gargantuan.
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 Nice.
So it needs to make a con 15 saving,
Yeah.
unless he's willing.
Maybe it's just
Unless he's
I'm gonna let him
You wanna
roll it
get
with
big boy?
disadvantage
he
because
does
he's
have
like super
disadvantage
weak.
because he got poisoned by my skin.
Oh yeah.
All right.
So it's 11.
Right.
All right. Well then.
So
you
no,
do.
he gets real
Enlarged.
big.
Okay. So it's
Real big.
does his damage change? How does his damage change?
I think it's an
Um,
extra
anything?
D4 for your.
A D4,
Yeah,
yes.
As you go up.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it has
so-
advantage on strength.
and advantage on
checks,
strength.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Claiborne, this Bengal tiger that still has some clothes attached, some safari clothes, looks up and tries to get away, but it slips. He slips and kind of can't get out. And the T-Rex turns and thud, and rips down with its teeth. Let's see what the attack hit is. That's an 18 to hit, which hits.
Thank God.
And with the extra D4, with 43 points of damage, the T-Rex
Oh my god.
rips down. This T-Rex, it looks beaten to hell. It is awful looking, right? It literally has 1 HP left, but it rips down and chomps down on this and flings it up in the air and cracks, swallows Claiborne Khan whole and gulps, and then collapses in exhaustion.
That's Jurassic Park, baby.
Yeah. Clever girl. Just pat.
And with that, the camera pulls back on the battlefield, zooms back into the Talltale Tavern, where Carl the Iroquois, the short fat, happened to get into a bad spell with a bad reduced spell that went wrong. Mm-hmm. The short fat eagle sits in the tavern and finishes his bowl of his Icewind Dale ale, and says, "Yeah, and after that they searched the mansion and oh wait, I forgot. This part's good." And we zoom back into the place, and Toad walks up to the bedroom of Claiborne Khan, past the lodge area with busts of animals that are strange looking animals. You know, a chimera head that's bust on the wall, a lion, dragon, a goat. There's like a giant mosquito head as a bust. You know, these animal parts all through this lodge, and then just a bust with a giant tongue. And you walk past, and by Claiborne's nightstand is a jar filled with teeth.
Pick it up.
Why was he keeping this next to his bed?
And then I undo the jar and I start going, and I pull the beak out from the thing that I broke off earlier and put it in the jar.
Beautiful.
Just in the last session, and put the lid back on. And
thank you, my friend. With this, I can remember the weight of what I have done and continue my atonement for my violent ways.
Good.
Let's say we go fishing.
A wonderful
Sounds
idea.
great, friend.
The camera zooms back into the tavern, and Carl says, "Yeah, they forgot that the only way off the island was the boat, and the boat Claiborne had a key on him, and so unfortunately they had to sift through some rather disgusting refuse left by the T-Rex in order to find it. But they eventually did find the key, which was more of a rune, and was able to use it on the boat, which summoned some chained up dolphins on this boat. Very Claiborne Khan-esque to use these animals to get off the island, and they all sailed off the island happily ever after, me among them. And that's it. It was a crazy thing. I don't know how they did it. Bunch of imbeciles, but hey, Claiborne's dead, and we're all better for it." And with that, all is quiet in the tavern for a moment, and then a rustling of pages is heard from every bookshelf lining the walls. Soon, paper from around the room starts swirling rapidly through the air, between chairs and under tables, coalescing into the center of the tavern into a small leather-bound book, floating in the air. The air is quiet once again as golden letters engrave themselves on the cover, and the title Zoonopia is clearly seen. The book gracefully makes its way to one of the bookshelves lining the wall and finds its place among the stories. And this concludes our second adventure in the Talltale Tavern. Woo! Woo! Thank you to all the players this week: Dylan, Will, Natalie, and Scott. Their socials can be found in the description. Thank you, Dylan, for having us use all of the fun critical crafting stuff. Your race was great to use, and some of the items, and then the Aklut monster as well. If you want to see the video of this episode, it will be up on our YouTube. Follow us at Talltale Tavern Podcast on YouTube, Instagram, probably TikTok. Our business email is talltaletavernpodcast@gmail.com. Thank you to Tyler Adelsperger for our intro music. Thank you to Zazar for our artwork. And with that, we will see you next time at the Talltale Tavern.